Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. We have Sushang today again as the damage dealer of our group, and we're here in this beautiful, beautiful location also. We're going to be doing some companion quests today. Let's go into the realm keeping commission and talk to Dahao. I'm here to help with the investigation? So this is interesting. So for this quest, maybe it's because the only quest that's there, Welt, March, and Stell are here for this.
Oh, so you are. And these would be Miss March 7th and Mr. Yang, I presume.
Okay, so I find this so interesting because like it obviously like it depends on like what the story is and what the quest is. But I guess for this companion quest, we're legit having like the three characters here.
That's right. I'm the first one. He's the second. We're here to help.
March, try not to sound too excited. We're here for work, remember?
Oh my god, he is like very much like feels like dad to all of us, you know?
You're the one getting excited. My first detective case. Finally, my intelligence and wisdom have a chance
Heck yeah,
to shine.
heck yeah.
Miss March, Mr. Yang, I've been looking forward to meeting you. Make yourselves comfortable. One moment, please. Jingyan, give me the photos!
That's such a workplace thing where it's like, well, okay, sir, yes, that's fine. We'll be with you in a moment. Tony, can you get the stuff in the back? You know?
Coming. Stop yelling.
After a while, Jingliu hurries over with the scroll.
Thanks for waiting. These are the Outworld travelers who were sighted in the location specified by the General and the Master Diviner. This was 2 days before the Ambrosial Arbor came back to life.
Okay, so there's people who were like spotted. Okay, so I guess that would make sense that they're kind of like, oh, like it's people from outside. Yeah,
We'd like
they were
you to
suspicious
take
of
a
us as well.
look. Do you recognize any of them as a threat?
Let's see.
Let me take a look. So these are the
Oh my god,
suspects.
Detective March 7th.
Uh-huh.
Are you kidding me?
I see.
Welt, do you notice someone? No way.
What's wrong, Mr. Yang? See anything fishy?
Was that Luocha?
Who's he? I'd like to see more information on him.
Which one?
No way, so
Let
he
me
knew
see.
him? Let's kick some butt so we can get back to resting. Is one of them a threat?
I don't have any concrete evidence, but I think he's worth
Was that
checking out.
Luocha? Because he had like the long blonde hair, right?
Oh, him?
I don't think.
I remember him. He's a traveling merchant.
I think it is.
He trades throughout the universe. Knows a thing or two about remedial arts, too.
Right.
He registered himself on the Xianzhou as... what was it again?
Luocha. His name is
Luocha, yeah. Because I was thinking like the reason why like obviously in the 2D version it looked like Luocha, but you know what I mean? Like you never know it's a different character. But then like I instantly was like, no, it has to be Luocha because they're not going to create two characters with the exact same color tone of hair, with the exact same length. You know what I mean? With the exact same facial kind of structure. You know what I mean?
That's right, Luocha. He came to the Xianzhou with a huge box this time.
Oh, the coffin.
Sort of funerary contraption. It had a funny name, something to do with coughing.
Oh, coughing.
It was pretty conspicuous. I had to ask him.
That's
about
very
it.
cool, right? Because we know that every single culture has a different way to send off their loved ones. You know, we learned about the Vidyahara when they returned to being an egg. We learned about the sending off of people like in different places, and they didn't even know like people in Xianzhou, like I think it was Sushang didn't even know what like a casket was, right?
A coffin. It's a tool that certain non-Shenzhou travelers seem to use in death rites. I'm guessing our guests here might recognize it.
I definitely recognize it.
I swear he said coughing. Anyway, we checked him out. His record on the Xianzhou is squeaky clean. As for this caffeine thing...
Coffin.
My god.
Yeah. Either way, it definitely had something to do with funerals. There are lots of travelers on the Loufu, each with their own star system and death rites. I guess that must be Luocha's line of work. Is there something up with him?
Not necessarily, but I have my reasons for wanting to investigate. What was he doing in the days leading up to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection?
It looked like they had like, you know, there was at least a hand on the shoulder there. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a friendly hand on the shoulder, or if it was kind of like a, you know how like, you know, maybe you want to be like passive aggressive with somebody, like, hey, don't worry, bud. You know, I didn't know what it was. Like, I don't know what it was.
That's complicated. Come with me to the Foursquare mirror. It'll be easier to explain.
Sure.
Exalting Sanctum is one of the Luofu's crucial central cities. The higher-ups are very concerned about security issues here. That's why there are so many Psycranes stationed in the area.
I was gonna say that like this is a very interesting way to do a Luocha companion quest, then, right? You know what I mean? But then again, I feel like the way they've done companion quests so far has been like very unique every single time. I don't know. I found them to be really, really fun and interesting and paced incredibly well. So like I have no doubts that I'm probably gonna like this one as well.
Luocha arrived on the Luofu a few days prior to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. Up until the day before the resurrection, there was nothing suspicious about his behavior.
Oh, I figured it out! The day before the resurrection, he appeared near the Ambrosial Arbor with a Stellaron.
The Realm Keeping Commission would have arrested him by now. I'm gonna go on with March. We gotta support March in her new endeavors.
If that were the case, the Realm Keeping Commission would have arrested him by now. Why look to us for help?
Honestly, Welt's in trouble that he has me agreeing with Detective March as well. We're gonna have the most fun with this, but Welt is probably gonna be dying by the end of this.
Oh, yeah. Ah, jeez. This is gonna be a tough case to crack if even my instincts are off.
We'll get there. We'll get there, March.
You lot are enthusiastic, I'll give you that. The reason I mentioned the day before the resurrection is because we have no idea what he did that day.
Okay.
The resurrection brought about unusual yin-yang phenomena that caused the entire Psycrane system to malfunction. The image data from the day of the incident is beyond restoration, and the data from that day before was badly affected.
Why don't you just ask him? Is an interesting answer, isn't it?
We will, in due course. But we can't be too general. Specific questions are key. Not to mention, without a clear suspicion, it would involve multiple interrogations.
So that's true, right? And then you run the risk of being incredibly unfair, right? Because one questioning, it's like, you know, okay, am I free to go? You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, sure, go, right? And still, you're still pestering somebody you don't know anything they did wrong. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, you don't know, you can't pinpoint anything they did wrong. So, like, even questioning them on this, like, at the baseline is already, like, a bit like, you know. Now, you could say, like, you know, hey, they questioned us as well in some way, too, because we were outsiders who came in right around the time that all this stuff was happening. So, of course, like, you could say that. But at the same time, then, like, if you have no clear evidence, multiple interrogations is just harassment at that stage. You know what I mean?
So, if you feel this Luocha is suspicious in some way, make it known. Then I can arrange for his detention and interrogation.
You don't put... No, you can't put him in the detention center.
How
Please don't.
should I put this? He just looks kind of...
Mr. Yang, you were going off of his appearance
Oh,
this
no.
whole time? I thought you had some super secret thing up your sleeve. Didn't your mom ever tell you not to judge a book by its...
Cover? His appearance, he looks pretty handsome to me. Honestly? Yeah. Honestly? Yes. Honestly? Yes.
Exactly! Huh? Wait, that's not the point?
Well, it's in trouble. I don't know, it's just me and March both like just saying the absolute truth. It's like an observation of like water is wet. Luocha is pretty, you know?
Sorry. What I mean is... It's difficult to explain, but my instinct tells me this Luocha is involved somehow.
Interesting. And like Welt, you know, having that suspicion.
Apologies. I realize this is personal speculation.
That's all right. Instinct is an important part of any Realm Keeping Commission investigation. There are times when my gut tells me something's not right, and there's usually a reason for it. I'm with you on this one. Be that as it may, as an official, I can't go bringing someone in based on a villainous appearance.
Yeah, you know, especially like in Hoyo games, you know, you're gonna have someone like look a bit, you know, maybe venomous from the outside, and then they turn out to be like the sweetest character ever.
Because if a complaint led to his dismissal, it would leave a blemish on his resume, making it difficult for him to advance his career for the next few centuries.
At least they have like checks and balances when it comes to authority figures here, then, right?
No.
That's good.
What are you talking about?
No, it's good that they hold people in
Anyway.
check. It's good.
If you want to investigate, I can grant you access to the Foursquare Mirror. Jingyan, you'll be assisting our esteemed guests in their investigation.
Isn't it inappropriate for an officer of the Realm Keeping Commission to assist the public in investigating someone?
Not at all. Make sure you don't leave the commission. Just help them check the Cycrene footage. Keep me updated.
I do like how
on
she's
progress.
always checks and balances
If
with
you
the
find
stuff.
hard evidence, I'll be there in a flash. One thing though, don't approach him. If you make a discovery, contact me first.
No promises.
We're thankful that you're entrusting this to us. We'll keep it by the book.
Yeah, the book of saying hi to Luocha.
Don't worry. The express crew keeps its promises. We won't disappoint you.
Or Detective March. And honestly, like it's interesting as well because the dynamic here is also Su Shang and Dan Heng is with Luocha right now, right?
Jingyan, over to you. I need to get going.
It's an interesting dynamic.
Understood. This might take you some time. Come and find me when you're ready.
Sure. Now, what's this is the start of the companion quest as well. It's also the fact to me that first of all, I want to say as well that they are still together, because if I go into the messages, which you will read a lot of them later on, you legit cannot do Dan Heng's story right now yet. You have to wait till you do the next story mission, the next Trailblaze mission. This is just what it is. Like, I would do it now if they would let us do it now, but it's clear they want us to wait until we finish the next part of the story mission, which is fine. It's no problem whatsoever. But I guess, right now, at least, he is with, wait, Collect?
I owe you two an apology. My speculations
He's with,
have gotten us into
Dan Heng,
a
Luocha's.
delicate situation. I'll treat you to some Xianzhou delicacies
He's
later.
he is our dad. Jesus Christ. I want a full garden of gourmet feast. No big deal. We're all on the same team after all. I'm with March here. It's always a delicate. With March here, it's always a delicate situation. No big deal. It's no big deal.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
We are a team.
I did want to say something, though. I don't think Mr. Yang is the kind of person to make a judgment based only on instinct.
I kind of agree. I think so too. That's why, I think this has to be something from his past or something, because we saw a vision of him with Luocha, right?
It's not something I need to conceal from you.
But are you concealing it?
As you know, there are infinite worlds in this universe that can be similar, yet different from each other in various ways.
Oh.
The same is true of the people on those worlds. That's why it's possible for us to run into individuals on multiple worlds who share an appearance, but not a personality. For all we know, in some faraway world, March's adorable face might belong to an intergalactic pirate.
What do you think, March? I knew she was suspicious.
Hey! He was just giving an example. I'm the nicest girl in the galaxy.
Truly, in every galaxy, March.
However,
Truly.
in most cases, their fates will walk a similar course. I've seen two people who looked almost identical to this Luocha. They were not of the virtuous persuasion.
Virtuous persuasion. So he's seen two people already that looked like this guy.
That's why the moment I laid eyes on him, a chill ran down my spine. March is right. We shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But I can't overlook this. I don't want to force you into trusting my judgment.
We trust you.
But
It's not. It's one of those situations where I get it. Even if I don't ever agree with the idea of just judging it based on something so quickly like this. I think it's Welt, right? You guys probably agree with it too. It's Welt. We'll go with it. You know what I mean? We'll go with it.
What are you talking about? Of course we trust your judgment, Mr. Yang. Right?
That's right. We believe in you. It isn't our trust you need. On the Express, we always trust our own. We'll say believe in you. It's Welt. Welt and Himiko to me, Like, as I said, like, they are kind of like the mommy and daddy, you know, the auntie and uncle of the Express. But it's also like a thing where like they like within like a short time, I already like entrust my life with them. I do.
I'm glad you believe in me, truly. But the problem remains. Will the Realm Keeping Commission trust a judgment based on this logic?
From a Xianzhou legal standpoint, the Realm Keeping Commission is unable to accept a judgment like this.
I think fair. It is still fair. We trust. Two things can be true at the same time. That we trust Welt, and also at the same time, I'm glad that they're keeping like these things, you know, like based on like actually seeing what's wrong with them, you know, not just like a hunch, you know.
It's not that we distrust you, Mr. Yang, but we cannot act on groundless accusations. I hope you understand.
I think it's totally fair.
Of course. We raised the accusation. We will carry the burden of proof.
Exactly. I think it's more than fair. You know what I mean? More than fair. Hello. Like, you know what I mean? It's like someone to say. I love that they like allow you to like, you know, that first of all they're showing us that in the Realm Keeping Commission, like Jingliu is great at her job. I just want to say that right now. She's fantastic at her job, keeping everyone else around her in check. Because if you are a big official place that has to do with like the governing and a lot of things when it comes to old man waiting deportation, yeah, and you're like you're officials right in the city in this way. I'm glad that like we have someone here who is constantly like, no, you can't just do that. No. You would get in trouble. No. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good to have someone like that.
I can bring up the data anytime from here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Follow me.
Jingliu takes everyone to Forest Square Mirror and begins to retrieve the footage. I gotta remember circle. Gotta remember to press circle, guys.
As official Dahao mentioned, the arbor caused unusual yin-yang phenomena, which affected the entire Cycrane system. We lost a lot of video footage, and for the image data we recovered, the timestamps are all jumbled up. Look, this is Mr. Luocha on the day prior to the resurrection.
So we have to clean up and reorder the footage ourselves?
Exactly. Thank you again for your help.
March, maybe understandably so, doesn't like the boring parts of being a detective, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like the documentation of the paperwork.
This is your forte. Over to you.
I'm her assistant, junior detective. Roger that.
I knew
We gotta support Marge in her new job. Oh man. Luocha crossed the street and turned to a strange corner. It looked dangerous there, but he didn't seem to care at all. He hastened with nothing but a sword in hand. Look at this. He's so cool. Luocha walked out of a small inn without any heavy luggage, so he left his luggage there. Luocha walked into a spare time bookshop and stepped out after a while. He left nothing in hand. Perhaps he didn't buy anything. Well, spare time bookshop is like also a place where they let you just read stuff casually to pass the time. Luocha is looking into the distance at a dock of the Exalting Sanctum with his coffin at his side. Maybe he just left the star skiff. Maybe he's waiting for a new star skiff. He walked along the dock for a while and put aside his luggage, leaning on the railing, watching star skiff passing by the dock. He's innocent. So sweet.
What do you think? Any idea what the correct order is?
Wait, so I have to remember? Okay, so the first one was he entered into a dangerous place, right? So I'm guessing for me it's 4, 2, 3, 1. Right?
Let me see if this order works. Luocha exits the star skiff, enters Exalting Sanctum, goes into an inn, and puts down his luggage, including the coffin.
No.
Then he goes to Spare Time Bookshop, but doesn't buy anything. Finally, he leaves and turns a corner into a dark alley.
The logic in this is sound.
Okay, great.
Looks like the correct order. Nice work.
The reason why I thought this was, and I think they kind of spelled it out for us as well in some way, but like it's because it's the coffin. That's how you have to use the logic here. Is like, and again, maybe I'm come from like I love doing this stuff because the Ace Attorney stuff, like my Ace Attorney playthroughs on the channel, which I think are fun. Maybe we should check them out. But no, the shameless shameless advertisement. But no, I like it's because he had the coffin. My belief was he left the coffin at the inn and then did his business, right? So he must. So I went coffin, no, left the coffin. Then the two other ones he had no coffin. That's the way I look at it.
Nice work indeed. Your sidekick to a genius detective.
Heck yeah! Heck yeah!
Where does this corner lead to?
Is that the place we were in before?
I checked the map and found a gate in this open area.
Ah.
Look, there's a small dock on the other side. He may have left on a star skiff.
Okay.
Why would he leave Exalting Sanctum via a secluded dock? That's so suspicious.
I don't think Mr. Luocha could have departed from there. The dock you're referring to is Yinshu Crag 999. It belongs to the seat of divine foresight. It's only used during invasions.
Okay, so it's only used during... Okay.
That's why that gate is almost always locked. As far as I know, it's been locked for centuries and only gets opened for occasional inspections.
Century? That's... Yeah, long time.
The key question is, when did he leave? There's only one gate in this area, at least on the map. Miss Jingliu, does the remaining footage show anyone else entering or leaving this place?
I can find out, but you'll have to wait a while. Most of the footage was lost, but at least there was a whole day of recording. There's a lot that needs checking and confirming first.
Okay.
Understood. Thank you.
Thanks for your hard work.
Thanks so much. We'll be waiting patiently.
Detective March, Assistant Detective Stell, and Dad. Let's go.
Your assistance in this matter is what requires gratitude. I'll get you what you need as soon as possible.
Oh. So it's just they're kind of telling us that this might be a longer quest because they keep giving us like little breaks to go like, are you sure you want to do this now? I'm sure. I'm very sure.
Thanks for waiting. I checked all of the footage we have of the open area. I say all. A lot of it was lost.
Okay.
Are the corrupted parts recoverable? Can we use the same methods again?
For some of them, maybe. But I can't guarantee anything. I'll do my best, of course. It'll take more time. I can't hand them over just now.
Huh?
Thank you. Did you find anything in the remaining footage worth paying attention to?
I thought the game was trying to tell me that I had to do something else to come back on this for a second there, like, and it was going to give me the same option to come back later or something, like we had to pass the time or something.
Only that someone left the area through that exit around 2 hours after
That's a child.
Luocha's appearance here. Luocha's nowhere to be seen, though.
That's a baby.
Isn't this a scene from the Angler Mystery?
The what? That novel's the novel's gone to your head.
Shush, you're being annoying. I'm not kidding. This is straight out of the book.
I kind of like regret saying this almost because like I think I was just like trying to acknowledge that like it's so weird. In my head I was like, well, I'll acknowledge that I know it's her novel that she's reading, but yeah, it does sound kind of rude, you know. But hey, look, we said it.
Now that you mention it.
I'm not sure I follow.
The Angler's origin story, of course. He's a healer from the Alchemy Commission who gets on the wrong side of a mysterious organization called the Tea Society. 2 agents in dark clothing wait for him to be alone and then poison him. The drug has the same de-aging effect as the Vidyadhara's hatching rebirth. The Angler gets younger and turns back into a child. From there on out, the Angler pursues the Tea Society while solving all kinds of strange cases. So
is this what's happening? Because of the child, I guess, is what we're looking at this, or why we're equating this? Why would a Tea Society be so vicious? A drug like that sounds like it would help people stricken with Mara. We can ask this question.
Their tea must be stronger than Himiko's coffee.
Honestly, that's just like a sweet reference. You know what I mean?
The Tea Society is just a code name. Did you think they'd call themselves the Evil Society?
I mean, she's right.
They have to have a nice sounding name to conceal themselves.
Like, she's 100% right. Like, we are being a little bit annoying about this because, like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know?
So, March, what you mean is, the two people in dark clothing are Tea Society agents.
What?
And the child is a de-aged Luocha?
Is that... But, like, wouldn't they, like, have blonde hair still? I know people do change hair color as they get older, you know what I mean? But...
What if a crazy angler mystery fan decided to commit a copycat crime? Luocha gets turned into a child, then follows a mysterious duo in black. Oh, the plot thickens. This could be a kidnapping.
I love the enthusiasm, but, like, I just don't know how... I don't know how related this is. It could be very related, and I'm going to be the one who, like, you know, was feeling a bit silly, but I just don't know.
The child in the footage has black hair.
That's what I was thinking.
Luocha's hair is blonde.
I told Luocha might look blonde, but maybe he's just going gray with age. True, their hair color is completely different.
Maybe he dyed his hair.
I mean, possible.
Hold your horses, everyone. I recognize this child now. That's Yinshu, the young shopkeeper at Spare Time Bookshop.
The kid we talked to last episode.
Too bad, Marge. No de-aging, no angler.
It was a nice theory, though. And the child is a girl. Remember Julian back in Belobog? Oh, the shapeshifter?
No, this is completely different.
The Psycranes weren't able to get a clear look at the two people in dark clothing. Let's ask Yinshu. Maybe she saw something.
Sure.
I'll keep trying to recover the lost footage. I'll contact you if there's a breakthrough.
All right, let's go. Time to interview the witness.
Love your enthusiasm. Yeah, 100% there as well. Like, and like, that's the thing. I just well, it wasn't even a thing where I was like, oh, like I don't want to diminish March's feelings on this or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Because obviously, like, you know, the de-aging thing would be crazy. You know what I mean? Especially since the difference in hair colors and stuff, I guess. But like, I was also ready. You know, again, I don't know how. I know for a fact that when I play Genshin, and again, it's not the same game. I want to make that clear. It's not the same game. But when I play Genshin, or even any other games I play, I'm playing Last Defense Academy right now. Like, my first guess usually, like, can either be... It's either, you know, very close to what it is, or, like, the entire story changes and is put on its head for a while. So when March was saying all this stuff, I was like, could this be true, you know? Even though, like, we had our own questions about it as well.
I don't see the shopkeeper. Let's look for her in the area.
And I'm not, like, talking down to March when I say I love her enthusiasm, but do I know it can sound like that? Like, and you guys know at this stage, I love March, and her enthusiasm means the world to me, honestly.
Business hours aren't over yet. She should be nearby. You two go ahead. I'll wait here in case she comes back.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's go.
The two detective girlies, detective and her assistant. I actually love that dynamic. I was thinking, like, behind the wall, but, like, not here. Has to be in this circle? Oh.
Have you read the novel about the Ten Lords?
Away on temporary business, please come back later.
Looks like Yinshu isn't here after all. Where could she be?
Find clues about Yinshu.
Wow.
Oh, investigate.
Look at that.
After 40 years, the latest edition of the Angler Mystery Series, The Hatching Rebirth Conundrum, selling out everywhere. Oh, that gasp.
New edition after so many years? Looks like I made the right choice coming to the Loufu. As soon as we've cracked this case, I'm getting myself a copy. Su Fong is the greatest.
I love passion for, like, media and, like, hobbies. It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's generally, like, there is people out there who, like, believe that, like, you know, having, like, that much passion for something is, like, very silly. That's like, oh my god, why are you reacting like that? And for me, it's like, man, like, you don't know the joy of, like, if you don't know the joy of something that you love, you know, coming out, and, like, it could be anything, something that you, like, adore. It could be, cards, it could be a new poster series, it could be, like, a K-pop group bringing out a new song, a new video game, new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, anything like that passion that you feel when a new thing is coming out is like such a exciting feeling. And I don't know, I feel like it's infectious for me as well. Hi Yinshu, I have an errand to run. Please watch the store for me while I'm gone. Back soon, Yinshu.
So she asked someone to look after the shop for her. But where are they? Looks like they must have left too.
Possibly. Mysterious treasures, the Xianzhou masterpiece, records of the supernatural on sale now.
Huh? A supernatural tales anthology? Sounds like a good bedtime read. Might stop me daring to run to the bathroom at night.
Is Marsh just the most relatable character ever? Like the run to the bathroom, you know what I mean? When you're scared.
Have you read the novel about the Ten Lords?
Oh, listen. I want in the world to pick up emergency food. The moment I put in my mouth, I say, I can grant you... It says I can grant you 3 wishes. Emergency food? Interesting, go on. A talentless youth who is sick but being bullied happened upon a splendid jade bracelet with miraculous properties. Everyone bowed down to in worship. When I was wandering through strange, I had a chance upon this cracked pot, which contained lands of countless residents. Watch as I beat the system and become a property tycoon. Which book should I start with? These last 2 books have anything to have any hint of fantasy in them. The instruments of Xianzhou could already do all that. That's why those last 2 are tagged onto the documentary genre. So that wasn't part of the investigation. Are you part of the investigation? Oh yeah, Yinshu.
Hey, mister! Are you manning the counter for the young shopkeeper of Spare Time Bookshop?
Huh? Young shopkeeper? You mean Yinshu? Yeah, I am. Something wrong?
Can you please tell us where she is?
Why should I?
Because you're gonna get a knuckle sandwich.
Because we're asking nicely? What's with the
Tell him, you
attitude?
tell him.
I can tell you. If you pay me 500 strails.
Honestly, not against people asking for payment and trying to get paid, but still.
Pay you? What is this? You want paying for a simple favor?
Okay, March, hold his arms. Hold his arms. I'll get the bat.
Come on. No one ever tell you that information and intelligence are the most valuable commodities?
Hold his arms.
This guy doesn't seem like the negotiable type. What should we do?
We have no money, but we can't pay you with a beatdown. I'll pay you, but don't even think about lying. Okay, can we actually say this? Now, we could pay them. Here's the thing, right? They're actually like not like... First of all, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? If they said, I'm not telling you because I don't know who you are and I want to protect, Yinshin or whatever, like, I'd be like, sure. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But they're actually just looking for payment to give up the location of this character. I kind of want to see, like, let's be chaotic for once and ask, like, and say this.
Oh, you dare threaten me? Do you know who I am?
No.
The question is, do you know who we are?
I love Mark just going along with that. We're from the Tea Society. Could you imagine if we said this? We're from the Express Crew.
The Express Crew. Never heard of you. I mean, they couldn't be higher-ups from one of the other Xianzhou ships, could they?
Sure.
Dang it. Am I in trouble? Ugh, better to live and find another day.
Awesome.
Ugh, forget it. I'm not stooping to your level. Yinshu said she had a voucher for a food stall over in Exalting Sanctum. She wanted to use it before it expired. You know, she's not been gone long. Probably finishing up her food right
Perfect.
About time you saw the light. Come on, let's go.
I'm sorry. Like, usually I'd be like, intimidating. Usually I'd be like, I wouldn't, we'd be against, like, kind of, like, doing, like, some violent intimidation. But, like, the reason why it's just so funny is, like, can you believe the image of, like, Stell and March just, like, like, threatening someone mafia style is, like, the funniest thing ever. And also, like, I was 100% like, oh, yeah, get paid where. But then I was thinking to myself, like, no, like, you don't know these people. You're selling out this gal's location for a quick buck. Maybe you do deserve to get a little bit of a beatdown. Because the first when someone asks, hey, have you seen this person? The first thing you ask is, Can I ask who is asking? And then you ascertain, like, are they police? Are they bad people? Are they this? Are they that? You know what I mean? And he was just like, nah, yeah, I'll pay me and I'll tell you. You know what I mean? Ask if they're cops first, at least. Ask if they're freaking, like, you know, evil people as well, you know? Ask. Find out.
Are you Yinshu, the shopkeeper at Spare Time Bookshop? There's something we want to talk to you
They're quite
about.
adorable, though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's me. Can I help you? You're heading back to the store, right? Let's walk and talk. I'll tell you all about it on the way.
We threatened a guy, by the way.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
I love this, like, okay, I guess so. You're sure to Spare Time Bookshop on the way you get Yinshu up to speed.
That footage, I remember that day. After I closed up the store, I walked around for a while. I was looking for a place to read.
Okay.
I found that empty area. It seemed like a good reading spot at first, but then I noticed two people dressed in dark clothing, and a blonde outworlder hanging around. Something didn't feel right. So I left. Those two people left the same way I
So
did.
she noticed Luocha, I guess, with the two dark clothing figures.
So you just happened to be going the same way. Did you see what the outworlder was doing? Sorry. I was only trying to find a place to read. I didn't pay much attention to him. Or the two in dark clothing.
That's okay. I mean, that generally happens sometimes, like, as well, like, you know, if you especially if you're just trying to find, you know, some downtime, you're gonna be like trying to avoid, it's like, oh, I'm not getting involved with this, you know.
All I remember is the two people in dark clothing. They smell pretty bad. I guess that's not much of a clue. Sorry I can't give you any useful information.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
On the contrary, any information you can give is valuable. Thank you very much. Still, according to the Cycrane recordings, Luocha's final stop before heading towards the open area was your store.
My store? Spare Time Bookshop? You're sure he came to... Oh, that's right. I remember now. He did pay a visit.
Okay, cool.
Oh, how could I forget? He came in, looked at a few titles, and then handed one to me. An old paperback.
What's the name?
Everything seemed normal, but after paying for it, he immediately tore off the title page. I was shocked, but
What?
he was grinning ear to ear, so I didn't dare ask him about it.
He told what?
After that, he just left the book on the counter and went on his
So
way.
that's why it looked like he didn't buy a book, because he just took the title page?
I can't believe I'd forget something like that. I guess the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection the day after pushed everything else to the back of my
Totally
mind.
understandable. Totally understandable.
So, what was the book?
The Angler Mystery. I was wondering what to do about it. I can't sell a book without a title page. But since you asked about it, here, you can have it.
Well, Marge, are you feeling vindicated?
Mr. Yang's instinct was right all along. Luocha is a villain. How can he do this? Tearing
Oh
up
my
a book
God.
as well written as the Angler Mystery.
Well,
Unacceptable.
okay. You know what's so great about this is that, like, Marge isn't, like, you know, thinking about the idea that, like, you know, the novel connections you had before is somewhat, like, connected still. Marge is thinking, like, how dare they destroy a book, you know? Why do you tear out the title page?
If I knew the answer to that, wouldn't that make me as evil as him?
I love Marge so much. I love the way she, like, has input like this. Because, again, she is, like, the sweetest, funniest, and most upbeat. She's a mood maker. She is a mood maker for the group.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're forgetting that the Realm Keeping Commission was initially investigating whether someone brought a dangerous object onto the Loufu. The How and the others are probably not aware of what that dangerous object might be, but we know for a fact that it's the Stellaron. I think that by removing the page, Luocha may have provided us with a key piece of the puzzle.
How so?
I don't understand. What does tearing out a page have to do with the Stellaron? Are you following Mr. Yang?
I'm not totally sure, so I don't mind getting some more information about this.
That's all right. This is a bit of a
Please.
conjectural leap.
Yeah, please explain.
What I'm trying to say is, I think Luocha may have friends on the Luofu, and they're using the title page to communicate.
That makes him even worse. How dare he use a book that praises justice for his evil
Oh my god,
plans.
March. But honestly, like, legitimately, like, I do think it's, like, a really nice character trait to have for March here. Like, you know, because, again, there's little things, as I said, there's always little things about every character that makes you, like, adore them even more and makes you understand them a little bit more as well. And March is, like, incensed about this book here, you know, which I think a lot of book readers tend, you know, like, it is one of those things where it's like, please don't damage your books, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like, it's another character trait of March that she gets frustrated by this stuff, and again, it makes me adore her more. But I wonder how they're using this title page to communicate.
I'm afraid evil plans are still within the realm of speculation at this stage.
Right.
We have no way of knowing exactly what he did because the Psycrane data
Well,
was
March
lost.
believes he's evil now because of the book, so...
So, is this a dead end?
Oh. Do you have some time? Please come back to the Realm Cube Commission when you can. I fixed some of the recordings. There's a section you might find interesting. That's good. Wishing you guys help is right on time. Thank you so much. We'll head there immediately. Okay, please be careful on the way you're here.
That's more like it. New clues always turn up in the nick
Heck
of
yeah.
time.
Detective March 7th. Research prize title page. So what is this actually here? March 7th brandishes this imaginary title page and decisive cares. The paraphrase is probably definitely written on it. Okay. Yeah, and like what I mean, like when I say like, and you guys know I've talked about this a million times before, but like, for anyone who hasn't heard it, little details about a character make up a big picture of a character. I always say that like finding out how a character likes their eggs in the morning and how a character, what a character would do if they got, you know, if they found a wallet in the street, what a character would do if they found, if they got $1 million, you know, dollars tomorrow, like what would they do with that money? What would they do if they found the wallet? How did they like their eggs? You know what I mean? How they react when a book is torn up? Like all this stuff tells you something about their character. And to be like that, like again, it makes me love March Door because again, she is a character who is like very passionate about this as well. But in a very like funny way, she's like so ready to call someone evil for this as well, you know? It just means that she's ultra passionate, ultra energetic, and she like always like, I guess is, I don't know if like stick to your guns is the way to put it, but she's a character that like is very much, you know, happy to be herself and happy to keep her own like feelings about things, you know, to the forefront. She's very open, and I do like that about March as well. But yeah, it's really, really cool stuff. Like the way, like if Don Hung and March both found a wallet in the street, I'm pretty sure they would both return it. But like maybe they might like, you know, do it in different ways. But so maybe it's a bad example. So, but maybe like the example would be like, you know, how they both like their eggs in the morning, what they both would do if they got $1 million, you know?
So, we now know what time Luocha left the open area.
Nice! You found footage of
That's
him
fantastic.
leaving?
Yes, according to the Psycrane recordings, he left the area 2 hours after he entered.
Strange. Why spend 2 hours in such a confined area? He must have been up to something.
Afternoon nap? Diarrhea is one thing we could say. Afternoon nap?
Maybe he spent all his money on Star Taro bubble tea and couldn't afford a hotel room.
We could go with this too.
Oddly specific, March.
Is this something that happened to her in the past?
It's a shame no side cranes are installed in that area. We still have no idea what he was up to. This Luocha is getting more suspicious by the minute. Psst. I know Mr. Yang never wears his heart on his sleeve, but do you get the feeling he's a little restless?
Like with this whole situation? I wouldn't call it restless, a little concerned maybe. I reckon it must be a bad blood with the other Luochas he mentioned. That's what I'm thinking as well, but I'll say like he's a little concerned because again, it's hard to like always tell because he's very good at like, you know, controlling himself in a lot of ways.
Don't worry about me. It's just my mind keeps wandering back to those other Luochas I mentioned. Not the greatest memories.
How does he always hear us?
We're clearly Stella and March have like very loud conversations. Another thing that makes me adore them even more.
Well, I'm afraid I have some other business to attend to. Let me know if you need anything. You know how to reach me.
Thanks for the help, Miss
Yeah, thank you. You're very good at your job.
So, what did Luocha get up to during those missing 2 hours?
I think it's high time Detective March took the gloves
Heck yeah!
Oh? And what do you have in mind, Detective? Fieldwork?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Yang. As the angler once said, a true detective operates as effectively from their armchair as from the scene of
I
the
love
crime.
her so freaking much. Or put it another way, I'm too lazy to explore the map. I think the Keeping officers might disagree with you there. I agree with her. So we're gonna click this, but remember, I agree with her.
I'll quote the angler again. The field officer is a diligent specimen.
You tell him.
Yet they lack the detective's instinct to deduce facts.
You tell me,
from
Marge. You tell me.
Well, seeing as you're so confident, let's give your idea a try.
Yay! Mr. Yang is
Oh my
the
god, I
best.
love her so freaking much. Jesus Christ. She like it makes me like happy every second she's talking. I'm genuinely so. So here we go. Let's do some investigations with March. Collaborate March 7 to put on her detective show. Let's go.
Ready? I'm gonna start my reconstruction.
Heck yeah, March. Oh, it's actually gonna be something. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Explaining a theory in front of everyone is more nerve-wracking than
You
I
can do it.
expected.
You can do it.
Right.
No
We'll be
way.
using the angler's deductive method. Reconstruct what happened from the bad guy's perspective.
That is so cool.
And now I'm Luocha.
Are you serious? I'm so young. I'm scared. Is this deduction or necromancy?
Quit messing around. I'm thinking.
I love this. Look at this angle as well. So cool.
Oh, almost forgot about that title page. He took it with him, so it must have had some significance.
Right. No, this is amazing. The fact that we're reconstructing it by like playing, I guess, or like seeing Luocha from the perspective. I don't know if we're gonna continue to play as him, but we got to like, you know, see. We're gonna get to see his perspective. It seems, and we're just sitting in this chair having tea.
Next up, I need to have a look at that map, Mr. Yang. He must have gone through that gate up ahead. No way he would have stayed put in such a small area for 2 hours.
But Miss Jingyan mentioned that gate is a military asset. It's locked all year round.
But maybe.
You think that would stop the likes of Luocha? What kind of Stellaron smuggler would he be if he couldn't get past a door?
I mean, that's jumping to a conclusion there, but.
You think a lock like this can stop a girl like me?
I think I'm actually going insane. I'm losing the immersion here.
Fine, I'll be me. You guys will have to imagine
No,
these
no,
lines
both those
instead.
lines were like, I would like to support her, whatever she's doing. Honestly, give me options to support Marge all the time, every second.
Such a rudimentary lock. Easy
No, bring back
pickings.
Marge's voice. Luocha has joined the team temporarily. Even if Luocha was able to lock the door, what was his goal?
Even if Luocha was
Luocha.
able to
I
unlock
keep saying
the
Luocha.
door, what was his goal?
His villain friends must have been waiting on the other side to buy the Stellaron. He went to meet them.
This is such a creative and like very like smart way of doing this. It is so creative and so smart. Ah, okay. So you have to get the 5, the 5 into the 2 5s into the 5. Okay. So rotate. No, sorry. Rotate. And then... Wait, no. I know what I want to do here. Because I want to get this to here. No, do I? You can't go that way. That's an interesting way to do it. have to somehow then... get that over there? Oh, we can rotate the other way. I'm an idiot. Me always rotating in one way, but they're literally teaching me how to like do it the other way, I guess. So. We have it. No, we have it. Yeah. Thanks. It actually works in our favor as well. I opened it, March.
Now that I think about it, something's not right. Why would they rendezvous at a military airfield?
Because, well, we're too law-abiding to understand bad guy logic.
Hiding in plain sight, perhaps.
I love that. I love their explanation. It's like, we're too nice. We're too nice.
Hold on. This would have been too quick a
Okay.
route.
And what's wrong with the quick?
I love the
route?
Luocha's talking back, or Luocha's talking back to us.
Ahem. What's wrong with the quick route?
But it's
Mr.
Bart
Yang?
saying it.
We're trying to uncover what Luocha did during those 2 hours. But even if he repeated this route 20 times, it wouldn't have taken him that long.
True. He must have had a tougher journey than I imagined. Come on, let's start over.
Oh.
You look like a tasty morsel.
What?
Those who dare to
Wait.
enter here must face a delicious...
So is this March is saying that the monster said this?
Your eyes are bigger than your stomach, foul villain.
How about you?
Why is the monster talking?
Because it's a good
now?
story. We're getting immersed, Welt.
You know, just a little
Yeah.
dramatic effect.
It works. It works, Welt. Now, what's so cool about this is, like, this is already my team.
This is serious.
You know what I mean? This is already my team, which is fantastic. I don't know. I think we're going to do fine with these enemies here.
Dodge this!
Yeah, we're not going to have to worry
Don't
too much
pay
about,
for
like,
this.
buffing and stuff like this.
You chose the wrong enemy.
You're not going anywhere.
A moment's excitement. Nothing more.
As I said last time as well, that, like, the way that this game lets you build characters is so fantastic
Doing
that,
the
like, I never have any issues.
I shall be the judge.
And it's actually, like, you know, very easy to do. As I like, and again, you guys know this because you played the game as well. I find that, like, what tends to happen is that, like, so wait, let's do this move as well. What tends to happen is that, like, I will literally turn on.
Lend me your strength.
Sorry, I will literally, like, you know, just turn on auto battle in some cases, and I will literally just, like, not have to worry about a damn thing. Like, I will, like, last time when I was running up to Shang, I was responding to comments. I think this is just a really great storytelling technique as well, because it's so fun, and, like, again, it's one of those things that showcases, like, everyone's personality in some way too, where, like, Welt is like, oh, are we really doing this, you know? Whereas, like, but he's, like, still being, like, supportive at the same time, but Mark is having so much fun with this as well. And to be honest, like, I do, like, feel like the companion quests are, like, a really good, like, vessel for telling stories like this with these type of techniques, and with different type of techniques, right? You can, like, kind of, like, I don't know if the word is, like, explore. You can explore different avenues on different stories. We've seen this so many times. All the story quests you've done so far, companion quests you've done so far, have been so varied and different. They've gone from being, like, very fun and heartwarming to sad and, you know, very emotional to, like, you know, a story of some misunderstandings and everything. Like, they're so fun. They are really, really so good. I still think that, like, you know, out of all the story quests, who do we have anyone for this? I don't think we do. I think out of all the story quests I've done so far, I think so far, like, I think the Luca quest I've definitely, like, or companion quest I should say, the Luca quest is the one that, like, you know, still tore me apart the most. I was, like, bawling. So I think people are saying, like, its skill ultimate skill is what you can use on, but we obviously don't have the ultimate right now.
Dodge this!
Still though.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength.
Go again there.
Let me through.
With Brawny as well, we can have them like go like
I'll
a
see
lot
you
here.
off.
I just think that like with these with a boss battle we're gonna see a lot more.
Want to see what I can do?
Right now it's probably not like extremely opportune to to show off Su Shang's amazing stuff that she's able to do. But it will be, I think, with time, right? So maybe we could. We don't have enough skill now anyway, so it's fine. But with time, I think we're gonna be able to show off like what Su Shang can do.
What are all these enemies doing on the Luofu?
March 7th, explain yourself.
It's because
No, I'm so sorry. I feel like you don't have to explain anything. It's okay. It's okay.
March, you don't have to add in combat scenes while you're figuring out where to take the story.
Oh.
We can wait.
Exactly, yeah. Just tell the story in your own time. Oh no, that is so fun though. That is very, very fun though. That like they added a contextual reason. Yeah, this storytelling technique is so fun. It's so fun.
Monster layers and black market spaces, I doubt the Luofu has any of that. At least I doubt things of that nature existed before the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
Well, sometimes you gotta flare up the story a little bit. We'll say at the start of it based on a true story, but like there's some different things like that we added to it, some flares.
Is it really so far-fetched? We're already assuming that Luocha came here to sell the Stellaron to a bunch of cutthroats. May as well throw in some monsters here and there.
You know what? She's so right. Does the story have to be this stimulating? I think I want to give me an answer that says go March.
The Angler is both a detective and a fighter.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, it's not like we're gonna be able to conjure up exactly what Luocha ran into. Why not use our own interpretation to bridge the gap?
I agree with March.
I suppose that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah. You clearly enjoyed this, Mr. Young.
I try to go with the flow.
Heck yeah. No, March needs all her support all the time. She's doing such a good job with the storytelling.
This place to be so treacherous. I'll need to be on my guard going forward. I wonder, just who is the buyer interested in the Stellaron?
So we're just like saying that he had the Stellaron here then from our perspective.
Time to head over.
Plausible. Looking at the map, this place is well hidden.
From this...
Finally! Mr. Yang approves Detective March's theory.
Let's see where this leads first.
No, you approved. You can't take it back. No takes backs. Yeah, like, I guess we're just like, in this story, he has the Stellaron. That's what he's transporting, which we know he's he told us something different, right? What he's transporting.
Stop right there. State your business.
No! Is that Mr. Yang with the voice like this? That sounds like a voice I would do sometimes. Not as good, of course. No, I mean, I'm not as good as them. But you know what I mean. Is that Mr. Yang?
No, that's Puar, the Tea Society's gatekeeper.
Of course it's Puar. How stupid of me.
Isn't Puar a type of tea?
That's right. He's a member of the Tea Society, so naturally he chose a type of tea as his alias.
I adore this girl with every fiber of my being.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
He's talking to
What's
you.
your business here? Can you tell him to be less aggressive?
No.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask whether you're here on business or...
This is so good.
Never mind.
I have a delivery for your boss. I need to give it to him in person. If you could let him know I'm here.
Delivery? Ah, yes, the delivery.
The delivery.
The boss is waiting for you. I'm afraid I'll need to see some ID first.
I wonder if Luocha has something prepared for this moment.
You're right in the story, Match. Research records tried to persuade. Oh, these other... Wait. So we could have done other options? The title page.
That's the code. So you're the one.
That's so funny.
Wait here a moment. I'll call the boss right away.
You better. I love this whole... Because again, like, this is like so... Because if anyone showed me this image right now out of context, right, just this image without the text on the screen, right, you know what my first thing would be if I saw this just like randomly before I did this quest? I'd be like, oh, there's gonna be like a confrontation between Welt and Luocha. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh my god, you know? No, this is like a very different scenario.
Take your time.
Take your time, buddy.
Puar takes the page and goes to find the boss. Before long, Luocha sees an imposing figure walking towards him.
Who's the boss? Who's gonna play the boss?
Boss, this is the one. He brought the delivery.
Who's the boss? Who is the boss?
I'll be the judge of that.
No. It's Pom Pom! What? Cutest boss I ever saw.
I couldn't think of anyone else to be Mr. Yang's boss.
That means that, like, March 100% sees Pom Pom as the boss of the Astral Express even more than, like, Himiko, which I guess makes sense. Pom Pom making the whole thing go, you know? This is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. March, you are a visionary of the highest order.
This is our boss, Startaro Bubble. Let's see
No.
this delivery.
Is that like
Make
bubble
it
tea?
Snappy.
I cannot believe Star Bubble, the milk tea. This is the best. March, you're a genius.
So what? This is the Tea Society, remember?
March, I think you're a genius. I really do.
Not before I see the money. I'm sure you understand the rules of such a transaction.
Like, again, this is March, like, living out, like, so she told us it was nerve-wracking to, like, kind of, like, you know, do, like, this type of thing in front of people, right? But I just think it's so fun. It's such a fun retelling. And again, it only makes me love March more, right? Yeah, it's, like, a little silly, right? It's a little bit silly, of course it is. But I think that's, like, you know, it's good to have, like, some, like, silly stuff sometimes as well, right? Like, it's fun that way. Like, you know, and March is, like, a character who, like, is a silly jokester of a character sometimes. You know, she's also, like, you know, a serious character in some respects too. She's been with us in, like, already some really terrified situations, so it's okay to have these moments with, like, Welt, who's also a serious character, but he's kind of like, oh, I'm getting into it, you know what I mean? It's fun. It's so fun. And I think it's good to have, like, serious moments with characters and fun moments with characters, especially stuff like this that just makes me laugh so much, you know? It's so fun.
Save it. Show us the goods.
Like, look at this. Look what we're looking at here.
Easy now. The item in question is
God.
extremely dangerous.
Oh my god.
It's understandable that our friend here wants to take extra precautions.
The boss, Pom Pom.
I'm not sure Pom Pom is the best casting choice for a gang boss.
No, it makes perfect sense. Look at the eyes.
It kind of works, right?
It does. It works. It works.
Puar, give him the money. Happy now? Ready to hand it over?
Luocha is freaking gorgeous. Like, look at this. Like, imagine having the below angle and still being pretty as F. Not fair.
Be careful. Dangerous is an understatement with this item. I'll take my leave.
Yes, you will. Permanently.
Oh my god.
Puar, get rid of
March
him.
writing a twist.
Oh, this was all going so swimmingly.
Wait, Puar turned into a gatekeeper?
Selling a
He's stunning,
dangerous
by the way. He's
item
so
to me
stunning.
makes you my accomplice. And I've got too many of those. To keep our little secret safe, I'm afraid I need to take special measures.
Oh no, Pom Pom. Quite sensible when you think about it. Sure, yeah, quite sensible.
When it comes to minor details, March can be very logical. As for the rest of the story...
But that just means she likes stories. Like that shows that she's good at, like, has, like, instincts when it comes to stories. Yeah, when you're put on the spot, it's not always the easiest thing to tell a story. But, like, that shows instincts, right? She's thinking about the stuff as of, like, oh, why would they let him leave? You know what I mean? Like, I love like that they're showing that she actually does have, like, instincts. Yes, she's having fun with her story, and yes, it can be kind of silly. But again, she's on the spot. And also, but it just shows that she does have good instincts for this stuff.
Speaking of which, when did I turn into an Arumaton?
I was saying gatekeeper because he's like a gate, but yeah, Rumaton.
That's Puar's little secret. He transforms into an Arumaton in dire situations.
Yeah, well, it's a twist.
Okay.
It's a twist. It works. This is the cliffhanger at the end of the episode. You find out he's an Arumaton.
Huh. And there I was, thinking you gangsters still had some decorum.
I love this so much. This has brought me so much joy. This is like honestly, like this is like, I'm so glad this is the first recording of the day for this as well, because like this is gonna get me like so energized for the rest of the day. Oh, let's go. We fighting Pom Pom? I thought we were fighting Pom Pom. That'd be crazy. Okay, so let's do some buffs. We actually have a good standing here with these characters here. Yeah, this is so fun. This is so fun. So people were saying, maybe I got it wrong. People were saying with Sushang you do
by the will of the 10 lords, the 10
skill,
lords decree, hereby
ultimate
ordained.
skill. Is that correct? So we can try it out. We can try it out. Again, I'm not sure if like I'm getting it wrong here, and you guys can definitely explain it again. But like I so we go skill,
Take
ultimate.
this. Shape of Taishu. Rise, Venus.
Is that like let me see it again just because I know like it's
Wanna see what I can do?
Oh, she did go again. Yeah, she's next up to go then. But is that maybe because I could get it wrong. There's sometimes where like I will read something like, oh that like seems right, and then it takes me a while to actually like get it perfectly right. But I'll read it again just so I can just be so right with this. Okay.
First,
Just get on with it.
Sushang is already in my autocorrect, which is great. I'm like, this character's great. So yeah, it's don't use your ultimate first. Use your skill, then ultimate, then you immediately get an return to attack again. And then if you with Bronya, yes, that's perfect. That's absolute. Then you can do 4 times in a row. So good with that.
Dodge this.
That's fantastic.
You chose the wrong enemy.
So let's go with Restore and Bronya.
Bloom.
Let's do some Mara Stroke attacks here as well.
Eternal
yeah, so I'm glad
sleep
we
is
got
not
that
the
right
end.
as well.
The dead return!
We're very fortunate not only to have Luocha, but honestly very fortunate that he, how do I say it? Like very fortunate that like we were using him in a trial sense now, and we kind of like know how to use him for the most part. You know what I mean? I think that's honestly like a very good thing for us as well.
this is serious. Recount.
I'll see you off.
Yeah, good stuff. You know what I mean?
Darn it! This isn't over.
Centauro Bubble, you are the most evil creature who ever existed. For sure.
Fights like these don't go unnoticed in Exalting Sanctum. Cloud Knights could show up at any minute. Better get going.
And so Luocha has to make a break for it. But where to? Let me have a look at the map. Aha! Gotcha!
Planning, again, great instincts, doing research, great storyteller. You know what I mean? 100%. Most people just make up a place on the spot, but no, March is not like that. March is in... Oh, we avoiding these guys? Oh, you can fight them. Oh, they're red on the map. Okay, I thought we were doing like a stealth mission there.
Halt! Who goes there?
Uh-oh. His only escape is...
Again, she's also like, again, she has good instincts for like storytelling, right? Like, yeah, she's very funny and on the spot here, but like, she actually has like some good like dramatic moments, you know, some twists. You know, they might all like make sense sometimes, but they are like fun. She does research, you know, she thinks about the little details. You know, March is doing good, you know? She's doing good.
Climb aboard, Luocha. Time to get out of here.
Who's that?
So Luocha hopped on a star skiff and fled with the help of his accomplice. And that, ladies and gents, is the truth behind Luocha's disappearance.
Well done. Honestly, fantastic. A masterpiece. In every sense of the word.
So, who was piloting the star skiff?
I'm not sure either. The pilot didn't show themselves, so let's just assume it was her.
It was me? How come I got dragged to this? At least let the audience see my face.
Too many faces, too small a budget. Maybe next time.
And she's practical. The producers for these TV shows, I know it's she more reads books, but like, you know, if it was a TV show, the producers are gonna love her. You know, they're gonna love her.
March, as much as I enjoyed your deduction, I do have a few questions.
No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
For example, if Luocha took flight from the dock, how could he appear in side crane footage 2 hours later?
You ever heard of magic?
Also, the dock is a military installation. The Cloud Knights would be on the scene at the slightest disturbance. How did so many monsters show up without warning?
Have you ever heard of a day off? People have days off sometimes.
Last but not least, even if Luocha did encounter all of the troubles you described, it wouldn't have taken him 2 hours to escape.
Have you ever heard of lollygagging around the place? This is what I'm saying, like, when we're talking about, like, her instincts on a story, right? Some of the parts are, like, very silly. Some of the parts, like, you know, are, like that. But I do stand by that, like, she has, if she was given time, I think she could write a really good story. In my opinion. It's just that it doesn't, it doesn't work with the, like, it's, how do I say it? It, like, if this is a story by itself of just like a meetup and like a you know, some drama that happens where you have to like make an escape, you know, there's a deal that's happening. Yeah, all the stuff like, you know, makes perfect sense, you know, checking the map, all the stuff, great instincts. But like obviously with the real world story, we're not just trying to tell a story here, we're trying to actually do something to happen in the real world. So those aspects are quite silly. But I think that like if we give March some time and all the information, we're gonna get like a dramatic and fun story.
You're right, Mr. Yang. I guess I can't compete with the angler just yet.
I do think like that there's an underlying, like, again, great, like I think you could all see it too, guys. There is like an underlying thing there where it's like with any bit of time, I'm not saying like I'm going to tell like a story and like that, but like I think with time, March could like write like a really good story, you know what I mean? That's super fun. Like I'd read the novel, you know?
You know what? Time for some field work. Maybe the answers to our questions are waiting for us at the scene.
Sure.
That might be the best approach. Let's go.
Can I say as well how with the relationship between Welt and us, right, and all this stuff here, yeah, like we could tell as well, like we're not idiots, right? We know that like, you know, some of the stuff was like super like there's no way you could deduce that this was happening. You know what I mean? Like with the person getting the getaway. The fight that he had, there's no evidence that he had the Stellaron on him, I don't think at all. There's no evidence that, like, you know, he met up with any enemies. There's no evidence whatsoever. In fact, it's improbable, as Welt described. But I love that March, I love that Stell and Welt, and especially Welt, let her just tell the whole story, right? What a supportive dad, genuinely. You know what I mean? Just so supportive of March that he was just like, look, this story makes no sense, but I'm gonna let her tell the whole story. You know what I mean? I gotta let her tell the whole story. This is enjoyable for her. Sweetheart among sweethearts, genuinely so.
Excuse me, officer. We're looking for someone. Can you help?
Who are you looking for?
He's got blonde hair, and judging by the way he's dressed, I'd say he was an outworlder.
Is he gorgeous? Because I know who you're talking about.
A traveler with blonde hair? Could it be? May I ask why you're looking for him?
He saved our life.
Oh.
Since when did we start sharing a life?
Backen, we're not rehearsing.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Would this blonde-haired, life-saving outworlder bear any resemblance to our suspect?
This is actually pretty good for Luocha.
Oh, that's him!
Mr. Luocha, he rescued both of us.
Can I ask when this rescue occurred?
It was the day before the Ambrosial Arbor came back to life.
So the day before, that was the day of the camera stuff, right?
We were planning to thank him properly, but in the aftermath of the Arbor incident, we never had the time.
Honestly, people who like search for someone to say thank you to them, good people, right? You have to be in some way.
Are you two the people in dark clothing? What's with the wardrobe change?
Dark clothing? Oh, I know what you're talking about. What a pair of clowns we are. Dark clothing.
Wait, is this the comedy duo?
We
back and forth.
Fell into a ditch.
And that's why they smell so. Oh my god, this is back and forth, like as in like a comedy duo that goes back and forth.
Wait, what?
There we were, looking for a spot to practice our new routine. We found a place, eventually. A little dilapidated, but nice and quiet. Shame about the giant ditch.
I lost my footing and slipped right in. My associate here, Fourth, yelled after me, "Don't panic! Fourth's got your back!"
Oh my
2 seconds
God.
later, he landed on my back.
No, that's perfect comedy duo. he honestly understands comedy better than you even know. That's hilarious.
Unfortunately, the ditch was connected to a sewer.
Oh, not good.
We were covered head to toe in... Anyway, I assume that's why you thought we had dark clothing on. A dignified story, I'm sure you'll agree.
No, I don't think he understands how his partner is the funniest man alive. Like the idea of like you're about to fall on someone's back and you say, "I got your back."
No
Comedy
wonder
genius.
Yinshu said she had to cover her nose.
Anyway, thankfully Mr. Luocha was passing by and dragged us back to dry land. It took all his strength, I'll wager.
What did the Luocha do exactly?
A thousand thanks, kind stranger. Without your bravery, we'd never have gotten out of that ditch alive.
No, sir. That if you ever need anything, and it's within our power to help, you can count on us.
Very nice.
Even it's beyond our power to help.
That's too kind of you. It was nothing.
That's the thing. We know Luocha now, right? A little bit. He is like so dapper and sweet and like charming. You know what I mean? And open and like, you know, like witty in a way too. You know what I mean?
Nonsense! You went out of your way to...
Don't worry about it. You should head back home now. Take care.
No, we can't thank you enough.
So they already did thank him. They want to thank him again? I guess with something like as a present, I guess?
Oh, one moment, both of you. That sewage could well contain harmful compounds.
Oh my God.
I'm something of a doctor. Let me give you a prescription. Make sure to use the medicine and get some good rest. There you go.
I don't know what to say. Sorry to trouble you. We'll take
So this is a very good way of showing not only does Luocha like help someone out of this like of a ditch or whatever. He takes the time to help somebody out. He also worries about their health afterwards as well, which shows a care. It shows a nice personality.
Watch your step. Wouldn't want to find ourselves in another ditch.
No,
would
not at all.
Here, that's the prescription he gave us.
A paper flower?
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful. Did Luocha make this?
It's so pretty, isn't it?
That's right. He wrote down the prescription and folded it into shape.
A man of romantic sensibilities, one might say.
Honestly, yeah, he is charming as heck.
The paper looks familiar. Can I
Is it the
open
cover of the book?
Of course. We'd already opened it when we showed it to the pharmacy.
We were planning on handing it over to the Realm Keeping Commission. We suspect it's probably our best chance of tracing.
I wonder if it is the cover of the book that he ripped up, remember?
We can take it off you. We'll let you know when we find him.
Let me see. Of course!
What is it?
It's the title page of the Angler Mystery! The prescription's on this side, but on the back there's... Huh? So that's what this is all about?
What is it? It's a secret code?
Sadly not. Take a look yourself.
The title page of the detective novel torn up by Luocha. The next reader... Wait, what? To the next reader, the killer is Shang Yang, the nephew of the Shang of the Ninth. Your sister... Wait, did he spoil it? The immortal... He's a spoiler? He did spoilers?
The immortal spoiler?
No.
People just want to watch the world burn.
No. Wait, did he rip it off because somebody spoiled it?
I'm starting to think the Luocha we envisioned
No
doesn't
way.
spoil the real one. Would a villain do a good deed?
Lo
like
just saw the
this?
spoiler when he read the book and ripped it off so no one else would get spoiled. I'm sorry. That is a good person. I'm sorry. Like, legitimately so, that is a fantastic person. If you're... Because, again, that's... A lot of people just go, spoiler, that's awful, and just move on with their lives. But, like, to see a spoiler in a book and go to these efforts to make sure nobody else gets spoiled, that is just... That's a good person.
So he paid for the book and tore off the title page to
That's, like,
protect
so
people from
good.
the spoiler.
I love him. I want to marry him.
He must be a fan of this book too. I knew Angler Mystery fans couldn't be bad.
The problem is I couldn't marry him because, you know, we have to end up with Dan Heng in the end. Calvin does. The perfect detective. Oh my god, that's it. Okay. That was honestly really, really cool. And Luocha's been... Okay, he's going to be on the Express. Interesting. Okay. We haven't been back to Express in a bit, but it's okay. And the paper flower, which is really cool too. Beautiful stuff, by the way. Piece of paper, casually folded flower. The petals are delicate and lifelike. And one wonders what kind of person would have bestowed such a likeness onto the paper. I think that's to show how gentle and like caring he is, right? It's like almost like a symbolic nature, right? The idea of like a flower, I guess, as well. It's like, this is how gentle he is. Look how gently he works with his hands. Look at this prescription he gave and all this stuff. I guess we got another song as well.
Looks like the whole thing was just a big misunderstanding.
Honestly, March, the whole story you're telling was, you know, okay, let me cover the mic here so she can't hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. That doesn't make any sense. Let's pretend she's not here for a second. Actually, you know what we'll do? Wait, where's the angle where she's... Okay, there we go. Yeah, we don't want March to hear. Yeah, the story obviously was, like, it couldn't have been true, right? Like, it was very, like, embellished in a lot of things, and the details were embellished. But I still think that, like, you know, it was a fun story that had, like, some, like, great, like, dramatic instincts. And again, you know, if it was just a story, it would have been really fun. But obviously, like, it was, like, you know, based on, like, a lot of, like, speculation and stuff like that. You know what I mean? For sure.
Indeed. And I've learned not to judge a book by its
There
cover.
we go.
Anyway,
oh my god.
That's enough reflection for one day. Let's get going.
That's like...
Get going to where, Mr. Yang?
Garden of Gourmet. You two deserve
a treat. Dad's bringing us for food.
Yay!
Yeah. Woo. Dad, can we get burgers? Of course. I love the end of the idea of the lesson is don't judge a book by its cover, and it literally is like and we learn this by the idea of him ripping off the cover of a book and handing it to someone as well. That was really fun. That filled me with so much joy. I was laughing and smiling for like that whole thing. There's not like, I think a lot of stuff to decipher or to like talk about at great lengths. I think what they like in terms of like you know, lore or anything is, or like a big massive story moment, I think that was genuinely a mission to like let us know Luocha even better, but not to like give away his part in the story at all, right? It's a really cool way of doing a story quest about someone without giving away all like the details of like what their, you know, what their story is. You know what I mean? It's like it lets us understand that like he's clearly a very gentle person. He has a caring nature about himself as well. He is someone who clearly, how do I say? He's someone who clearly thinks about other people quite a bit. He goes out of his way to help other people. He takes the idea of him being a doctor very seriously, and he wants to help people a lot too. The rose and the paper book to me are both symbolic of two things. It's symbolic of the idea of like, you know, judging a book from by its cover. Poor Sushang is falling here, but it's about judging a book by its cover, and the idea of like, you know, you shouldn't just judge everything on like. And here's the thing, like I don't think. Yeah, like that's what was kind of happening in a way where it's like March and us and Welt, we were all kind of like, you know, creating this idea in our head of like what could be, right? What could be. And in the end, what we found out was that Luocha, you know, like his whole story on the cameras was him helping somebody out of a ditch, was him like making sure that they didn't have any like, you know, lasting illnesses from that dirt in the ditch. And then helping people. To me, like, for some reason, he saved someone's like lives, I guess, here in this episode. But for some reason, like, one of the sweetest things I've ever heard is stopping people from getting spoiled of a story. that just shows like a care on like a very delicate level. And the making of the rose, I think, is to show how delicate like his care really is and how nice his care really is. He was able to put a prescription on this rose, and to make a rose like that, you need patience. You need, like, I think in some ways, you know, some passion. And I feel like we really like saw that through like all those things, and the idea of like don't judge a book by its cover became like a thing where it's like don't, you know, he ripped off a book so no one would get spoiled as well. The rose was like a very delicate thing as well that he created. He didn't have to do this, but he did do it, and it's a very pretty thing that he did create. You know, again, putting an extra effort into something to make people a little bit happy, making and not needing thanks. Really just like, I think it just shows that he is like a very good and open person, and we know that on the baseline. So whatever happens in the future, we know that he's good. Yeah, that's what I think we got from this mission as well. And we got to just have like a lot of fun with March and Welt. Like, that was such a fun quest. March, again, I stand by the fact that I think that, like I said, yes, as we said, even during the story, like, this stuff couldn't happen, right? But there were some aspects that were very, very silly, right? Because, again, nothing related to real life. It just didn't relate to real life in a lot of ways, you know, at all. But I do think that you can see March's passion for storytelling, what she loves about stories, which is like, you know, dramatic twists, tense moments, moments of like big surprise. And yes, like some stuff, like, you know, she would have to like iron out like the idea of like, you know, showing this big surprise, because it felt like, you know, the reveal of the gate guardian type thing, you know, is like, hey, like, you know, it just came out of nowhere in some ways, but like you can like, you know, fix that like with some stuff like that too. She's also talking about budgets and like how like she's not going to show people's faces. Yes, it was supposed to be like a silly story, but I still 100% support March's dream of being a detective / being a storyteller. I think she could do it because, again, I do think she has like instincts on the baseline, right? She knows that you need to be dramatic. You have to have like cliffhangers. You have to have like, you know, fill in gaps between parts of the story to show where they were and how they got to a place. You need to like, you know, have a character, you need to have like, you know, yeah, even like those moments where it's like, you know, logically it's like, yeah, why would they let him leave? That's like an instinctual thing that a good storyteller would kind of know, or at least someone who's learning to do storytelling would know, is the idea of like, why would this character do that? Because if you can like, it's the same thing of like, you know, why didn't your character ask for ketchup on their sandwich this morning? Why would the mafia boss of the tea, what was it called? I forget what the name is. Like, why would they let him go? It doesn't make any sense if they're being secretive. We're going to be doing another mission today. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to here, and do this one today.
So early. Let's look around.
I tried fixing, so we'll read all the messages at the end as well, by the way. Because we have quite a few messages here as well. And again, we still can't do the Dan Heng mission yet, but we'll read up on the messages anyway here as well. Let's talk to Deeting, I guess. Hello, Deeting. Woof woof. Evidently you guessed some vocabulary right and communicate with Deeting. However, this is not enough. You okay, Deeting? Find someone who can understand. Speaking of someone who can understand Deeting's woofs, you immediately think of March 7th, a certain cute pink-haired girl. The psyche bomb between cute girls and cute puppies. Isn't that what March said? That is like one of her best lines ever. Honestly, one of her best lines. Let's go. I'll bring you to March 7th. Okay, so we're got Frosty Blades. Oh, I think people are saying that this is the one that people said you should do as well. We're doing like all the companion quests in this game, guys. We're gonna be doing all the companion quests, and we might even do a few. Like, I think what we might do, and I can see her over there. What we could do is, before we like go to the next area, we could do like a cleanup of some adventure quests that people think are really good, or like, you know, that would be nice to do. Yeah, we could do like a, because we're not even nearly leaving this place yet, right? I know this, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, when we eventually do like go to the next place, we could do like cleanups as well if people are interested in that too. This is one of the best looking places in the game so far. March, I got a dog here, and you are a pretty girl, so.
Wheeltide spring is in season.
Everything okay?
March, can you help me translate something?
Huh? Why is Deeting talking to you? I've always been nice to cute little animals.
Well, I'm bringing him to you. This isn't a contest, so you understand what he's saying, right? And why not me? No.
Of course I understand. All cute things in the world share a special connection.
That is, she is the best. She is so cool.
The The first time we met Diting was during the Kafka hunt. I could tell there was a mysterious connection between us. Whenever he barked, I understood what he wanted to say.
Honestly, fantastic.
For example, woof woof, woof 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 woof. Meaning, hello dear, I found a strange thing at the port of Cloudford. You may want to come and have a look for yourself.
You got all that from a few woofs?
Diting can convey a lot of information with only a few
Fantastic.
sounds. So what did Diting find at the port? Come on, let's go check it
Two
out.
companion missions with March, by the way. Fantastic, you know? Absolutely fantastic. Whereabouts is that? Wait. This one here. Yep. I was like, wait, what? Let's head over here. That was the main mission.
Little Diting says he's been dutifully searching for clues all over the Xianzhou. He notified us as soon as he found something
Thank you so much, Diting.
So what does he want us to take a look at?
Is that not like one of the best lines in the history of media? Not just the history of like any like game, the history of media. Like the idea that like cute girls and cute things have like a connection. I don't know. I think it's such a good line. You want us to investigate here? Okay. Yangxing, right? A jade tracer lying on the ground. Its green vein flashes out of the image of a teenager in the air.
This is
Yangxiang.
retainer to General Jingliu.
Yeah, we know you. Adorable design, by the way. Very adorable. Love the boots.
Active pursuit of a fugitive. The situation is unpredictable and developing rapidly. So I've planted this jade tracer to record my whereabouts in case I lose
Oh
contact.
wow, and Diting found this as well then? But are they going after Blade?
If anyone finds this tracer, please take it to the seat of divine foresight so the Cloud Knights have the necessary intel to act swiftly.
Okay.
Ah, so it's a recording device. Diting must have heard its signal and called us over here to investigate.
Well done, Diting. Even the General's retainer is getting in on the action. They sent a child to apprehend a major criminal. Well, I think that like one of the things that the General was saying that like at some point, you know, he's gonna have to send Yangxing into. Well, let me get it right here.
This is
Yangxiang. At one point, like at some point, Yangxiang is going to have to get in to, you know, the fray and stuff like this, and he feels like he's been holding him back sometimes, and I think Yangxiang feels this way too sometimes. Yeah.
He looks about 8 or 9 years old, and he's already the General's retainer? The Xianzhou really does have some child prodigies, huh?
Well, yeah, if he's working with the General, I suppose, as well.
Given everything that's been happening on the Xianzhou recently, I reckon the only fugitive worthy of a retainer's attention would be a Stellaron hunter. I wonder how he's getting
That's what I'm thinking.
along.
Is it Blade? Check operations log, yeah. Oh, wait, so we're going to play it? Oh, that's so fun. Wait, so we're choosing who to have on this team now. I think this is good. While we don't have Hanya, I think Bronya like is a great companion to Su Shang. And then, you know, oh my god, I love the 2 blades as well for Yangxiang. So freaking cool. Very cool concept for a character.
Blade tracking entry. Traces run cold at Starskiff Haven. I'll have to ask the Cloud Knights in the area if they saw
This is
anything.
really cool. I love the way they do like they can tell stories like this. You know what I mean? It's really cool. Yeah. So Yangxiang is adorable as heck, right? Look at this golden smile. Look at this. But yeah, the outfit's really cool. The boots are like really neat as well. But yeah, the idea of him being a prodigy is like, it makes perfect sense, right? It's like if he's this young and he's, you know, working with the General, it does make like perfect sense that he would be a prodigy. I do think that like this character being so adorable and bright and the outfit being so bright, I think they match the cloudy nature of this place so well. I don't know. I think it like fits so well as well. We have an enhancement here as well for Yangxiang.
Captain, could you spare
And
a
their
moment?
captain.
Yanqing? Why are you all the way out here on the front lines? Shouldn't you be back at the scene?
I wonder if this is actually, remember he left the General halfway through his conversation. I wonder if he maybe went to like do something then at this point.
The General already has a lot on his plate. As his retainer, it's my duty to share the burden. Nothing new to report, I assume?
Correct. After this Blade escaped
So it
from
is
the
Blade.
shackling prison, he disappeared into thin air. I wonder if he's even still on the ship.
Or perhaps he had no intention of escaping in the first place.
What foul demons found their way across the stars to wreak havoc on the Luofu?
That's why I'm here, to help the General eliminate those demons.
It's so funny because he has such an adorable voice as well. He's like, I'm going to eliminate those demons.
Is that so? I didn't receive any orders.
Well,
from
you're
the
getting an
General.
order from this captain now.
This is a covert
I think he's going a bit rogue. I think he's trying to like prove something, I think.
Then shall we dispatch a few knights for this
Are
operation?
you
of
being a bit
yours?
cheeky right now? What's happening here?
I appreciate the gesture, but the fewer people who know about a covert operation... the
Exactly. Do you know what the word covert means? Yangxing, get him.
better. Making a big show of it will only scare the snake deeper into the grass. A good hunter must operate
Heck yeah.
alone.
Yangxing, get him.
Dispatch a few knights. Huh. How incapable does he think
There it
I
is.
am?
And I feel like that's what...
I might be young now, but just
yes.
you wait.
I feel like this is the crux of his story so far. What we've seen so far is the idea of like wanting to prove himself. Yangshan, wanting to prove themselves. And I think that's like, you know, like what we saw that like even without them saying much about it, right? It was just a small, tiny piece of the conversation. And we got all that just from a little piece of dialogue and some facial expressions. But it's very clear to me that like they're going on this mission so they can prove themselves. And even then they're like, you know, they feel like they're being talked down to about as well. You know what I mean? Well, that's a cool picture, isn't it? Yeah, really cool artwork.
If the Psy Crane hadn't been damaged, we could have extracted some footage. That's no longer
So this is what the
option.
Psy Cranes look like what we're using in the last mission.
Yeah.
What's his... That's really cool though, isn't it? It's like swords into the ground. And you also get like enhancement.
Shift the balance.
Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. So we'll keep investigating this area then. Cloud Knight's patrol unit. Patrol report. Cloud Knight's patrol unit prosperity control records. Previous records skipped. East Cloud for Xianzhou Steel Dock 5 o'clock. The incident and all related documents have been checked. A total of 32 Psy Cranes were deactivated. No member of personnel were found to be trapped. Okay. East Cloud for Xianzhou Steel Dock 3, 5:30. We received reports of evacuated persons that a suspected criminal has been sighted in the Yinshu docks. I've dispatched 3 members of my unit to assess the situation. Recorded by Shang Shui. East Cloud for Xianzhou Steel Dock 7 o'clock. The 3 teams have dispatched yet to return and cannot be contacted. I've decided to put together another group to look for them. Recorded by Shang Shui. East Cloud for Yanshu Tide 3 Dock 7:30. I got to where Yi lost contact, and I saw that a strange tree, sound cannot be described. Yi and everyone are stacked onto branches of... What? What? Wait, am I reading this right? What? That thing growing all over his body. I read this dog tag. He's from the Chen Xiao unit, but how did he become something like that? I cut him down, but he's climbing back to his feet. Oh, I need to report everything to see the divine foresight quickly. Why won't the comms connect? In the logistics department probably took all, oh my god, took all bribes? So are they saying here that like, is this something to do with like the Mara struck stuff as well? But it says here that like, everyone is staked onto branches of that thing. I thought this is stuck for, sorry guys, I was like, that's like, does that mean like it was like, it impaled them? Huh? And it says that thing is growing all over his body. Now, it could be like a very horrifying image of like a bunch of people staked onto branches. But like, it could also be the Marastruck thing as well, because that's just a...
The perimeter is well guarded, but there are no traces of the fugitive passing through. It seems he has no intention of leaving the Luofu for the
Did we
time
read the same
being.
thing? He looks at the camera. Yeah, I did. That was a pretty horrifying letter to me. I don't know. Are we investigating this as well? In a silent room in the middle of the fleet, a wolf headmaster broke from his meditation and opened his eyes, facing up at his fatal enemy. At the moment, a graceful young lady was standing at the end of the corridor, like a sharp sword unleashing from its sheath. The countless spots of light encircled her, like stars breathing and dancing in the cosmos. If you look closer, you may find that the light spots are sealed with a translucent jar, like shrines immured on walls. These core essence the wolf master uttered, so they are what you obtain from the divine relic. Hold on a second here. So it's in a silent room in the middle of the fleet, a wolf headmaster broke into meditation, opened his eyes and facing his fatal enemy. At the moment, a graceful young lady was standing at the end of the corridor, like a sharp sword unleashing from its sheath. So he's saying that the lady is his fatal enemy. Countless spots of light encircled her, like stars breathing and dancing in the cosmos. If you look closer, you may find that the light spots are sealed in translucent like jar. Interesting. Next page. The Master of Immortality only granted us power, but cultivated the seed of a sacred tree in you. How unfair. I put 30,000 people to death and had an autonomous dissect their lives core S's to build all these S's shrines, so I can make further studies of them. My studies have proven me right. The heart is for the sake of sustaining life, and the core S is to absorb power from the root. This organ is much more important than the heart. It can be regarded as an engine of the body. Wait. Is this what they were talking about, the staking of the trees? Is that if there's a sacred tree in you, a seed of a tree in you? And I put 30,000 people to death. To study maybe people who have that sacred tree seed in them? What? And it's called the core S's. And it's what you obtain from the divine relic? Now I'm using them to propel this fleet, using their organs to destroy their own alliance. What is happening? The wolf-head man lifted up the gorgeous mantle that covered his chest and revealed a jellyfish-like translucent armor coating his bulging muscles. He inhaled deeply as if he could consume all the air within his narrow space. In seconds, his hunched body expanded muscle by muscle and turned into a huge iron tower of flesh. The cracking bones of warping flesh generated a sharp and painful noise during this deformation and quickly healed. The wolfman has long been used to these pains. As he breathed, a weak glimmer of light overflowed from his mouth, nose, eyes, and ears. His core S's started to shine brightly. So that's what it is, like the armor fits well my blood and flesh. It's like it were an organ attached to my body. However, prowess is yet to be tested. So that's what the S's? My opponents have turned all into balls of flesh with just one blow. Maybe the High Cloud Quintet can help me know its true limit. The next page. What is happening? The lady's eyes were dark and cold as ice, as if things happening in front of her were dull and uninteresting. 30,000 soldiers, 30,000 core S's that are kindless of life. She tried to get distracted by the cruelty of the miracle before her eyes. So you're saying there's like soldiers, 30,000, because he said here as well. "30,000 people were put to get debt to dissect them." But here it's saying 30,000 soldiers. That are kindles of life. Is this what she's talking about? The cruelty and miracle before her eyes? This is very confusing to me, guys. I'm not gonna, not gonna lie here. This is very confusing. If anyone wants to definitely explain this, you can. It seems like there's something called the core S's. But is it absorbing root from the ambrosial arbor? Is that what it's saying? That's what the core essence is, and it absorbs that power? And it says it's using those organs. So is it using the core essence to destroy, like that was inside these 30,000 people to destroy this fleet? And he's showing that he has this, like, translucent armor that coats his bulging muscles. But he's used to these pains. This is insane to me. The subtle balance between two sides is hard to maintain. One would take their advantage precisely when they get the chance. The wolf-headman soared forward as a mass of grey storm. In the next heartbeat, the lady disappeared. The spot she stood before was only left with a sharp footprint. With a flicker of a sword flash comes a loud sonic boom. The following chapter requires payment to read. Wait, legitimately so?
Bad writing, terrible pacing. No, wait, what was I supposed to be doing
So this isn't
again?
part of it at all?
Focus, Yanxiang. You can't let novels distract from your duty to the general. Especially not ones as crummy as this.
I'm kind of not upset that this wasn't like directly related, because I did not understand what was happening there fully at all. I wonder if it is related to the Ambrosial Arbor as well. It could be. But yeah, interesting read as well. It kind of like was making me feel a bit weird, honestly. Writing a slip. The heavens open for good fortune. The sun turns to a lucky spot. Receiving the slip is no small feat. Today you for good luck. The final sentence is common divination slip is crossed out as something else is written scribbled here. If a guest arrives from afar, thou shalt rush to their service. Fill their every wish and respect them with utmost care. So to turn good fortune to ill fate from Ryoe.
The Master Diviner is always boasting about her foresight. Didn't manage to foresee this disaster, did she?
Talking a little bit of trash as well. So again, it's like a bunch of different things here that aren't directly related to like the quest, which is interesting. Should we check this? So this is to do with the Directory of the Lost Star Skiffs. 2 Stagfleet Lion Cubs collectors in 22 Beyond the Dust Standard Edition. 1 large commercial vessel from the Whistling Flames Guild. This vessel has already been found. 2 combat escort vessels from the Celestial Guild, Century Steel Dock 3. The Skybreaker, an ambassador vessel from the Interstellar Peace Corporation, collided with the guide lanes and the piece of Astrum due to logistic issues. Financial losses are to be calculated separately. The Vishas of Kilopot are commercial logistic vessels from the Interstellar Peace Corporation. This vessel has already been found. The Roaring Tide, an ambassador vessel from the Sea People of Thalassa. These amphibian frogs put 60 cases of vicious Carvornius tetras into the ship. Sounds cannot be transcribed. The residents of the Drifter Sanctum reported to the Realm Keeping Commission weather pavilion that it started to rain about noon. Suspected transcript error to be confirmed, and 12 locals were injured due to this. I cannot thank you enough. We're buddies. We are the Realm Keeping Commission do for we at the Realm Keeping Commission do this for a living. So it says here, the Sea People of Thalassa are amphibian frogs. So are we going to get to, like, see the Sea People of Thalassa? That sounds freaking sick. Damages related to the Cloud Knights fighter jets have already been submitted. That report currently cannot be viewed due to Secrecy Act and related to regulations. Please submit a viewing application for the document office and place the Astrum and wait for their reply. Okay.
The Skyfaring Commission really made a mess of this. Who knows if we'll ever find all these missing ships? Starskiffs are blocked from entering or exiting. There's no way the fugitive...
Good to find this information out.
But if he fled toward the interior of the ship, it'll be hard to track him down over such a vast area. A fugitive would still have to rely on starskiffs to travel between different delves. If we start by investigating the starskiff he stole, maybe we can get
There
a
we go.
lead.
Love the enthusiasm.
Guess it's back to the docks again.
Man, that was like that book. All that book stuff was like pretty heavy. This book over here, I don't even know. Like if it's just a story, that's fine. Honestly, like it probably puts my mind more at ease. Honestly, because I was like, what are you talking about here? Whereabouts is this mission, by the way? It's over all the way over here. Oh, we can't travel through map here. I don't think. We actually have to travel just normally. Yeah. And through battles. Yeah. We're actually gonna get to use.
The Stellaron spirits is growing.
I'm trying to make sure we get all the dialogue. Perfect.
Shift the balance.
Oh no, I thought we could do both. No, okay, we're getting ambushed. I'm so sorry.
How many can you block?
So you have a single target and a normal target. Let's go with this as well. Okay, cool stuff. Cool stuff.
This battle is unavoidable.
We might do normal speed just to see his. Oh well, when we're fighting with Yangshan, I'm gonna get that wrong forever. We can do that for sure. Yeah, when he's here, we can buff him as well for sure.
Time for swordplay.
So like let's say when we're seeing this stuff, I love the jump and the swing.
Pity
Actually, very
you
cool,
chose
isn't
the
it?
wrong enemy.
Troublesome.
Let me through.
Great shot here as well.
How many can you block?
And then we have this one, which we already saw, but we will see it again. It's really cool. Like like it's almost like a use of like multiple blades. I loved like the kind of like being prepared to like put it back in. You know, investigate.
Playing dead? What a childish trick.
Like getting ready to like sheath the sword at all times and like take the sword out. I guess poke. The stiff remains started trembling with sudden anger from his hollow eyes. Honestly, very cool that he noticed this, right? Very cool.
So, how many of my moves can you block?
Oh my god. So he has, again, you can tell he does have like a very like coordinated moves though, right? So, as always, we go like this. Oh. I mean, it works. Oh, I don't think we even need to move. Do we need to move this? Oh, we do. These like are Brady puzzles, which is actually good for us because we don't even have to think about this stuff. You know what I mean? Just do it. You know. Or do I? Wait, did I get this wrong? Maybe we just literally had to move across here. You know, actually, yeah, I didn't get it wrong. But you know what I mean? Like, it's only one movement. You don't have to worry about like you know. It either moves back and forth. So far, anyway. Yeah, we just have to do this. I'm very silly. Perfect stuff. War enemies?
What's this? This kind of wound is not the work of a Cloud Knight.
Wait, who are we finding here then? Is this
The
Blade?
best prey is one that leaves traces. Here, Duting. Let's follow the scent.
And you got D-Sig with you as well? Oh my god, I wonder if it is Blade we're gonna find. That would honestly be like really, wait, what? Who's that? Who is that?
Civilians are still getting attacked? Where are the Cloud Knights?
Cool hair from behind, but like, who is it?
Hey, don't panic! I'll get you out of there!
And look at the freaking moon pattern on their outfit at the bottom. Like almost like the moon with the tide.
Time for swordplay.
So interesting. We have like we're getting introduced to a new character as well. I thought we were gonna be following Blade. Let's use this right away.
Over. Swords descend.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what? He's adorable. That was incredible. That's genuinely insane. Walking on your swords in midair? Legitimately very cool.
To guard and defend. Crush them.
You can't help but just support. So we'll do the same thing we always do with this character. Then we'll go
Watch this.
like that.
This.
Then we go into another.
Rise, Venus.
We go into the burst. And then let's just go again, right? That's so. We're gonna get to go 4 times. That's so good.
You're not going anywhere.
That is legitimately so good.
Strength.
We got like 4 attacks. Actually, we might as well do this just to get the Mara stroke off, right?
Eternal sleep. The dead return.
That's so freaking good. 4 attacks for Sushang in a row. Finish him off. Let's go.
Strike with heart.
Very cool. They have very like sharp moves, right?
Huh? They were on their feet.
Look at those boots. So you're so sick. Who are you?
Thank you for your assistance, young man.
Soft voice.
Just doing my job. The port has been sealed off. Why are you here alone?
Look at the silver plating on the side as well. Is that a moon on like on her abdomen?
I came with a merchant ship. The shadows of old friends have returned to my thoughts of late. I came to reunite with them.
Wait.
And relive old times.
Why are they not showing their face?
Who would have imagined the Luofu could become such a dangerous place?
So she's saying she came here to, like, you know, I think, like, that's what we're gonna, to relive old times, yeah. Or is that what, yeah. Yeah.
You chose a bad time to visit, I'm afraid. There's been an incident. It won't take long for the General to fix it, though. This place isn't safe. We should head to the nearest Cloud Knight garrison.
Oh my god, sweetheart. Absolutely great. Look, he's gonna be so good when he's finally allowed to, like, you know, spread his wings with the stuff here. I'm just very interested in who this is, right? Like, such like a soft tone to her voice, right? I don't know how to get a read on her yet.
By the way, did you see a man with long hair and black clothes around here?
That's why she's like blind. She's a blindfold with like a crescent moon on it.
You can't see? Apologies. I thought...
So they were doing a storytelling technique about this.
My name is Yanqing. I'm registered with the Cloud Knights. And your name is?
Yanqing. So I was saying it right all along. It's Yanqing.
Jingliu.
Jingliu. She looks so cool. Are you kidding me? Look at the flower on the side as well. Look at the moon on the abdomen as well. Like the way it's like, am I right in saying it's like eclipsing every once in a while? This is an S tier design. This is an S tier design. The moon does eclipse. That's so cool.
Nice to meet you. Miss Jingliu, allow me to lead the way. We might have to take a bit of a detour, but I promise to get you to the Cloud Knight safely.
Right.
Where exactly are we headed, young man?
Look at this design, and she's so cool.
Don't worry, you'll be safe.
Where did she come from?
So, are you from one of the other Xianzhou ships? The Yaoqiang? The Fanghu?
I'm from the Sangcheng.
Sangcheng.
The Sangcheng? There's a ship called the Sangcheng?
Okay.
Why haven't I heard of it?
This character is mysterious as heck. How long has she been away?
Miss Jingliu, how long has it been since you last set foot on the Luofu?
The boots she has, I'm sorry for like the design, I love the character designs, and the boots here, they're like greaves, right? They're like freaking armor greaves. Like legitimately so. Look at the moon pattern on the side as well. That's so cool as well. This is just insane. It's such a great character design.
Are you always this talkative?
Just making conversation. I wanted you to know I was still here. Let's get going, miss. Careful. Take your time.
Let's go then. We're not battling with Jingliu.
Where do we go from here?
I can't get over this character's design.
Shh, quiet. We've got trouble to deal with first. Wait here a moment, miss. I'll be right back.
He is very much showing, like, you know, his leadership qualities here, and I think it's really good to see this as well, you know? Well, we can't change our character. Okay, we just have to attack and without an advantage, which is okay. We should be using our talents outside, right?
You've come at the perfect time, little one. We could use your blood to irrigate the celestial traces.
Use his blood?
Little one? This little one is about to teach you a big
Heck
lesson.
yeah, tell him.
Strike with heart.
Dodge this!
You guys should not be talking about, like, calling people little ones when you get defeated that easily. Don't do that again.
Where did these guys come from? Huh, the general was right. There's a threat lurking on the Xianzhou itself.
You are quite the sword master, young man.
You saw that?
I heard it. A sword whistles through the air and rings out upon contacting the enemy. Whilst invisible to the eye, such signals reveal the quality of one's swordplay.
Very cool, right? Very cool. Because that does make sense. It's like, you know, you can hear the whistling of the sword and the connection as well, you know? Which means that he is connecting with the sword. I cannot get over how cool this design is, guys. This is just, it's so cool.
As a musician listens to the notes of a song, so a poet listens to its rhyme. And in the flow of combat, a skilled swordmaster delivers both with their blade. I'll wager the Cloud Knight's capable of wielding 6 flying swords at a time. Number few, indeed.
Oh my god. So she was able to hear that and like hear the number of swords as well. And I love the comparison here as well, right? Like comparing it to an art form, right? Comparing it to a dance as well, right?
Thanks, miss.
And like honestly, like as well, for Yanxing, this is like huge, right? The idea of getting clearly like probably what they want, which is like more praise, because they are very self-conscious about people calling them, little one, people downplaying their ability. So the idea of like someone being like, no, like I could hear how fantastic you were, it probably does mean a lot.
However, your zealousness inhibits your ability to hide your line of attack.
So you have some advice as well?
Huh?
Which causes your sword's song to become somewhat mumbled at the
Again,
end.
she's calling it a song as well.
I guess the connection between music and swordplay is real after all. The general told me something similar. He said my swordplay was too proud and angular. He said it lacked the maturity required to win the title of sword champion.
Interesting. So he's saying, so I guess what the general is saying when he says it lacks the maturity and it's too proud. Is too proud, is that like, maybe too rigid in a way, in some way?
Sword champion. If I recall correctly, that title is bestowed on one who reaches the pinnacle of swordsmanship in the Cloud Knights. But that was a long time ago.
Right. Ever since the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, the title of Sword Champion has gone unclaimed. But once everything settles down and a combat art ceremony returns, it's a title I'm determined to win.
So we have a goal for Yanxing in here as well. They want to become the sword champion in this case too, which gives like another bit of weight to their feelings of not self-consciousness, but their feelings of like annoyance that people doubt them as well, because they have this goal in their mind of what they want to do. And there's people out there that are like, constantly downplaying them. And even if the general's not doing that to Yanxing, I feel like the general has a purpose in the way that they like, dole out stuff for Yanxing to do. And like the trust that they have in Yanxing, I think there's a purpose to everything in the general. Like I think the general is very meticulous and methodical with all this stuff. They're not stupid. I do wonder if like this type of goal does like motivate you to be a bit more aggressive in doing something like this, right? It's like I have this goal of wanting to become the champion. How am I ever going to become the champion if I don't get activities to do and missions to do? So I'm going to go out on my own mission, and find Blade.
The Cloud Knights have many martial arts traditions. Who was it that instructed you in swordplay, young man?
Interesting to find this out too. Also, just to comment on love the pink going through the clouds there on the side of Yanxing's outfit.
I see you're no stranger to the art. I won't keep you in suspense. My master is none other than General Jingliu of the Loufu.
Very cool.
General.
I know you haven't visited for a long time, but surely you've heard of General Jingliu. He says he has no affinity with the sword, that his skills are getting rusty. Well, if that's true, I never noticed from his training.
So there's actually like, again, it's not that Yanxing has any like, and we knew this already, that he has any disrespect towards the general, right? It's just probably a want to like, spread their wings in some ways too. But he's like, very, praising the general a lot and was taught by the general.
All right, the coast is clear. Let's keep moving.
So orders from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. The master Primus has ordered all disciples to head to one specific delve and guide the mythical roots to grow and thrive. However, we were shocked to learn that the disciple Rose Mallow, who was responsible for the Xianzhou docks at the Cloudford, had perished under the hands of various outworlders. For immense duties and ought to put aside personal vengeance, you shall now take over Rose Mallow's task. Remember, do not disappoint the master Primus. So is the master in this sense Dan Shu as well? Is that what we're getting from that too?
The Starskip voyage
place is
log can
beautiful.
be accessed through the dock navigator array.
Look at, again, you can sense training here though, right? Like, look at this. There is like a, like even in the combat movement here, right? Look at this. And it's the same with like Bronya. We can't switch to Bronya, but like, you know, when Bronya shoots, you can sense like their different combat styles, right? But look at the hand behind the back. There is like control here to like keep your posture intact, right?
Yeah.
Right? There is like a specific formation, as you can see here. You know? To keep everything in line here. Would enhance.
Shift the balance.
Yeah, you can see that too. Like there's like a different like, I guess, symbol he does for that too. Very cool stuff. Ow. I love dice. I actually don't find them too bad at all. So let's see, we have to get it to there's just one. Oh, we can't put it there though. That's, how are we gonna do that, I wonder? Do we have to get it to here somehow? Oh. No? Oh. So if I put this here. And then move this. And then go back to here and move this. Sorry, wrong way. Yeah.
Active star skiff, active star skiff. There! This one goes past the Divination Commission and the Artisanship Commission.
Okay. So this is a traffic record. So the dock container Heron Express, dock designation traffic records of Shenyu Crag XX, that's 22. Operator Yang Xing, seated Divine Foresight, Starcraft operation status. So you have the Stag Plains Lion Cub, it's the reservation number, Skyfaring Commission Star Class, first rank, time. You have the destination Starscream Haven, did not return to coordinate. So that's one of the lost ones. Beyond the Dust, Acceleration Edition, registration number Skyfaring Commission, Rapid Class, third rank, 253034. Time 71511. Destination Central Starscape Haven, did not return to coordinate. So these are all the ones that were lost, I guess. Cloudbanner Flying Arc. Yeah, and this did not return to coordinate as well.
Well, my work here is finished. Now to make sure you get to a safe destination.
Given the present circumstances, the Cloud Knight garrison probably isn't a safe destination. Wouldn't you say?
Correct. So we're not going there. I'm taking you to the Shackling prison. Safe, well-guarded, plenty of food, and a place to sleep.
He puts, I think as well, like one thing, he has a very soft voice, but I actually do think it's like a very good choice by the voice actor to like, kind of like, they deepen their voice a little bit, you know, like when you're being determined. And I know it's like people say that's just acting choices, 100%, but I feel like all acting choices should be praised, you know, to show like, you know, the talent that I feel like they have in this game as well.
Young man, if you wish to apprehend someone, shouldn't you have a reason?
Wait.
Suspicious behavior and half-truths. Those alone are reason enough.
Oh my god.
You think you can fool me just because I'm a child?
So this is, they obviously like, you know, fighting someone randomly, but like, yeah, he just,
A sealed-off port with a stranded passenger? Unlikely. Not to mention you walking the whole way here without so much as a stumble. You can see as well as I can.
Oh my god. To be honest, I didn't even think about this because I was kind of just like, in that respect, I was like, I wonder what's going to happen with this character. I didn't know what was going to happen. But like, that makes perfect sense what you actually saying in terms of like the, a stranded passenger in a sealed off port, right? Like I'm fully aware that somebody who like can't see probably like has, you know, more than enough ways of like, fighting their way around, especially if they haven't been able to see for a while. But like the sealed off port thing, yeah, that makes perfect sense actually. You know what I mean? How did they get there? How would they even get there? You know, this random person that came from like a different place, that makes so much sense. I get we might be able to pick that up from maybe the boat stuff that we were reading showed that like there was no way to get a boat out here, or no boat ever returned or something like that.
The biggest giveaway was your comment about my sword play. Correctly guessing the number of swords from the sound alone? You'd have to be more than human.
I guess, but I just thought that was a really cool moment.
You're not blind at all, are you?
Wait, for real?
I never claimed to be.
Oh my god.
You came up with that yourself.
You just went along with it? See, I was just thinking like, wow, that's so cool. They're probably like this, like really like have this real divine power with their hearing and stuff like that. I thought it was like really poetic, but they just went along with the assertion. I want to say it's not that I didn't suspect this person might be bad or anything like that. Like I just didn't know what was happening with them whatsoever.
Fear not, young man. I hold no grievance against you, and have never held ill intent towards the Xianzhou. The black veil covering my eyes is merely proof of my resolve
No way.
to never look back, to never fall again into Mara.
Oh my
and
god.
destruction.
That is so... Wait, to never fall again? Wait, so you weren't? But like the idea of like covering your eyes so you never look back. Right? That idea, like that resolve. But like... What does it mean I'd never fall again to Mara and destruction?
I came here to catch one person. It's quite fortunate that our paths have crossed.
The one you're looking for. Is it Blade?
Are we both looking for Blade? This is such an interesting like turn of events. And again, it's one of those things. So yes, 100%. Like this character who like looks like, you know, a named character standing in a position like, you know, it's like, yeah, of course you can be suspicious of 100%. But like I think what I was thinking was that like, you know, I was thinking they were like ethereal in some way. You know what I mean? 'Cause just the way they were talking and like how poetic they were. I was thinking like maybe like they have like. Because the way they were like, oh, I haven't been here in a while and I've seen old friends. I was wondering like where they like someone from very long ago that was like almost like transcended into like, you know, something so powerful that they could like, you know what I mean? Like, you get what vibe I'm trying to set here? Like, but obviously Yanxing like, you know, was picking up this stuff too. Like even the stuff with like I can hear the blades. I was thinking to myself like, wow, that's such a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's such a beautiful thing. But Yanxing was like, no, something's wrong here. You know.
He goes by Blade nowadays.
Nowadays.
A fitting name for someone who dedicated his mind and body to the ways.
Interesting phrasing again, right? Nowadays.
Take me to him, young man.
Do we know where he is?
You are no match for me, and therefore, no match for Blade either.
Oh my god.
Let me accompany you. There is no need to throw your life away.
We've not even drawn swords yet.
Oh my god.
Let me offer you a word of advice. Don't underestimate.
And that's a big thing for Yanxing of not being underestimated. This is so cool.
I was hoping to avoid a conflict with the Cloud Knights. How about this?
How about what? How about what? She looks so freaking cool. And the idea that her blindfold is literally a part of her resolve to never look back.
Let's have ourselves a little contest. We can use the abominations that have infested the Loufu as target practice, and see whose sword can slay more and slay faster.
Do you think I'm actually gonna be able to do this?
And if I win?
Then I will obediently follow you to the Shackling prison and receive whatever judgment awaits me there. Don't worry, I'll keep my end of the bargain. But if I win, you have to share Blade's whereabouts with me. Fair enough?
A Cloud Knight never gambles with official business. But in any case, you won't beat me.
So all of the documents that we were finding along the way, they were like almost like a trail to find Blade, I guess then? Like even the stuff where they talked about like the damaged like surveillance stuff and things like this? Was all like it kind of a leading to like where Blades could be, I guess, is what they're saying.
I admire your confidence. But what was it you said earlier about declaring a winner before swords
Throwing it back. This is such a cool interaction. Cause like, you know what's so interesting about it? It's like, it's not like I'm feeling like tense as in like scared. I'm like excited in a way too to see what's gonna happen here. And also like, I'm kind of like very like proud already of Yanxing, like, you know, still sticking to their guns like this as well. And figuring this stuff out as well in their mind too, you know what I mean? Just a really, I think it's such an interesting conversation.
It would seem we've cleared every abomination from the area. Let's find another location and continue our contest.
Okay. So we literally have to go and fight some enemies too. Oh my god, this is so like literally just walking together to find
Swordmaster win.
enemies to fight. And of course, Yang Xing wants to prove himself, right? This is like something he like is on his mind all the time.
This is brimming with Mara, the perfect environment for honing one's skills. Surely slaying abominations doesn't count as gambling with official business.
She has such like a very like the tone that she had before. Again, everything changes now with perspective, right? Like I was like, oh, she has such like a soft and like tone. But again, I thought it's because she was like someone who was like been around for so long or something, or like this ethereal being that has been around for so long that like, you know, she speaks very slowly and dedicatedly, you know, and like and stuff like this. I don't know if dedicatedly in a dedicated way. I was meant to say delicately and I said dedicate. Yeah, you know what I mean? I mixed the two words I wanted to say together. But yeah, anyway, like, but now looking, it's like, oh, she's like very like cunning. You know what I mean? Like it changes the whole, like with different perspective, right?
How do we tell who's won?
We go from here to the end of the path.
This is such a cool
without
idea.
leaving a speck of abomination behind us. The first one to the end wins.
And she knows Blade as well, so Blade is definitely the old friend, I guess. I'm so legitimately impressed with this, guys. This music as well.
Deal.
Oh my god, look at this file.
Lead the way.
Is it? I wonder if it's possible to win this then, right?
What if you're just using this as a chance to escape?
He's like a golden boy. Look at him.
Jingyuan trained you, all right.
So I guess we have to like
Shift the balance.
just fight as much energy as we can then.
Show me what you got. How many can you block? Strike with heart.
I guess that shows like why I'm not in like the how do I say it? Like why I'm not in the what you call it, the well, I'm not working for the general, I suppose, as the right hand man of the general. You know what I mean? Because like I was just thinking like, wow, that's so cool how she like picked up that it was 6 there. You know what I mean? That's so sick, you know? Such a beautiful moment.
Where did she go?
But Yang Xing like picked up on this so quickly, you know?
I didn't even see you overtake me.
Too slow.
That's
young
again
man.
showing how powerful she is. I cannot get over this design. Holy hell. Such a cool moment.
But how is that
She's
possible?
going fast here. What a cool way to show. That means like for sure she was like had no problem. You know what I mean? Like, well, we saved her as well. Which I here's the thing. Like you can get that idea anyway from any NPC, right? Like if you see an NPC like surrounded by enemies in most cases, in Genshin as well, you can better believe that they probably can defend themselves like to a great degree too. Like in the perfect example is probably Karada. You know, when you're like, oh, we gotta protect Karada, but she could defend herself too. You know, you could always suspect that, like as a player. But like in the story of this, we saved her, quote unquote. But she was ready to just dominate these guys anyway.
What kept you this
Look at her! Oh my god! I think she might be the coolest character ever. I think she might be the coolest character ever.
You'll need to work harder. Otherwise, you won't even catch me in a star skiff.
Oh my god! Look at all these bodies she's leaving behind her.
I haven't had this much fun in a long
And she finds
time.
this fun. There's no purple around here, is there? No, there's not. We're just gonna have to go in for the enemy here.
A long time has passed since I wielded this sword. The heat of combat nearly cast me into the darkness.
Wait, what's she saying here about this? So she hasn't fought in a while? Because combat almost cast her into the darkness?
Come, young man. I'll let you finish up.
This is such an interesting character.
I'll let you make 3 moves.
3 moves?
Draw your sword. Don't you know it's rude to keep an elder waiting?
An elder. So, okay, so we got that part maybe right, that she is probably like very... Well, she's older than us, but... Okay, so what's our 3 moves, you think, guys? I have no idea. I'll be honest here. I guess try and break this guy down.
Strike with
hesitant, weak.
Huh? Don't call me weak.
What happened to that confidence?
No, no, we were getting so much praise off her. Now we're not. We only have 3 moves.
My turn. Once you draw your sword, You must strike down your adversary in one blow without turning back.
This is so freaking interesting to me. The fact that, first of all, look at her sword there as well. The fact, we're gonna turn off speed just so you can see your moveset. The fact that we've been trained by the general, right? As Yangxing, our character's been trained by the general. And what's happened here is that we have met this like clearly rogue type of character who is also using a sword and knows Blade, and how Blade is like really good with the sword too. The fact that we're almost getting like this mini, like, you know, in some ways lesson, you know, it's very aggressive lesson, but a mini lesson in almost humility and like understanding that we have a long way to go from a character who is kind of rogue as well. I think it's such a good part of the journey for Yangxing of becoming probably a better swordsman even as well. I'm overwhelmed at how cool this is.
Jingliu taught you how to slay abominations. But did he ever teach you how to deal with the Mara struck?
Did you hear that in her voice as well?
The answer is, there is no difference.
Did you hear her voice?
The sword pierces the body and severs its life.
You know what, the way she...
If this
oh my god.
sword came for your throat, would you be able to deflect it? Did you think this swordplay was just a game of victory and defeat? Future sword champion.
It is so interesting. The dialogue here, the conversation that they're having here, it does feel, even though it feels very aggressive, I feel like it's going to be such an important part, Jizz Irish coming out there, important part of the journey for by the way, sometimes people said the Irish, like, this is my normal speaking accent, right? But obviously sometimes because like I live in Ireland, like, as well, like, you know, and like the like more Irish, and you guys hear it all the time, I think, when I say like hair and stuff like that as well, like, and stuff like that. But yeah, certain words will come out like and change depending, you know. I think this is going to be such an important part of Yangxing's journey as a swordsman, is meeting someone who is like very, and I don't think he needs to be humbled, right? He's learning and stuff like this as well, but you know what I mean? It's like a very humbling experience to meet someone who like is just so powerful and is not like, you know, sugarcoating anything either as well. It's very interesting to me.
Strike with heart. Sword. Ward. Swords descend.
And did you hear the aggression in her? I love this move so much. The aggression in her voice as she talked about the idea of like there's no difference between like destroying abominations and like, you know, using the sword to destroy as well. Like, this is how you stop the Mara struck in her mind. Look at this angle.
Your final move was the only one that didn't disappoint.
Holy hell. And look, we're where they were in the last episode. Or the episode before that.
I lost?
We lost. Oh my god, this could be so hard.
Our contest has not yet come to a conclusion.
Oh no.
For I have yet to make my final
Just to beat his
move.
sweat as well.
And the field has no opponent. Unsheathing this sword without merit is to blaspheme the divine will of the Rainbow Arbiter and invite calamity.
Unsheathing his sword without merit is a blaspheme. Is to blast. So she's saying if you don't take out your sword for a reason, it's a blaspheme? You.
Even with your strength, if you were to cross paths with Blade, it would mean death for you.
Oh my god.
I can give you a more dignified
Wait.
end than dying at his hands. To die as a swordmaster, having witnessed the perfection of my technique.
Please don't.
Refined 1,000 times over.
Oh my freaking god. And this is what I talk about, right? But first of all, please don't freaking kill him, right? The lessons that he's getting here, like, that have been very aggressive in my opinion, aren't intentional lessons that she's just like, she's like, I'm gonna freaking kill you? Please do not.
What say you to that?
Well, you're posing it as a question? Oh my god, he's like, this is like the most doubtful I've ever seen him. Well, so far. Oh, the sweat. Oh my god, let's go. We're not dying here. Are you kidding me? Look at that.
You have courage.
You bet he does. Look, it's standing right up to her. What? A cutscene. Oh my freaking god. You see her twisting this. Please move out of the way. Move out of the way. With this music as well. Did he cut through her power? Holy freaking hell. Oh, we can see like the energy's drained down. Is she gone? Did he rip through her power?
I deflected it?
I'll take those records you found. Thank you, young man.
So all those records were an indication of where Blade was. What in the freaking hell? Did you see that? Like her twisting through the sky, shooting at us, and then him like literally like cutting through her move almost, like deflecting it. Now the question is, did she let him do this, or did he do this on his own? I'm gonna like go with Yanxing here, like and hope that like it was an intentional deflection. But as I was saying through the whole thing, it really felt like her demeanor changed completely. She was so aggressively talking about the Marastruck and her hatred for the Marastruck, which is very clear. But also like all the lessons that we learned in this battle here, right? The different like unintentional lessons. I think the baseline is like we got to get stronger. You know what I mean? We got to work hard to get stronger. And while like our determination is so fantastic, as we saw it there as well, I think this is going to be an integral part of the journey of Yanxing to becoming the sword master he wants to be. My heart is pounding after that. So incredible.
That move was a token of my appreciation. We were fated to meet this day. And in days to come.
Is this so this is a Stellar Hunter then, right?
This mysterious woman also wants to find the whereabouts of Blade.
Because if they know about the Fate stuff, does that mean...
No matter what she wants to do with the fugitive, she must not be allowed to get to him first. I have to pick up the pace.
Sorry, the voice just went over the text there for sure. Let me hear it again.
This mysterious woman also wants to find the whereabouts of Blade. No matter what she wants to do with the fugitive, she must not be allowed to get to him first. I have to pick up the pace.
So she was definitely looking for Blade, and she was, I guess, going to use these documents that we had and that she took as like kind of like, yeah, like an indicator of where he could be, like a trail of some kind, I guess, as well.
No matter what she wants to do with the fugitive, she must not be allowed to get to him first. I have to pick up the pace.
Stop record checking?
And that's the end? There's nothing else in the operations log?
Seems so. Who doesn't love a good cliffhanger? That was one of the most intense, but like beautifully. It was like so short, but what a beautiful fight scene. Because to me, like, it was so realistic. Like again, what Jingliu was trying, I feel like, to say to to Yanxing was like, when it comes to like a sword coming towards you, right? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This wasn't a big thing where they fought for 10 minutes, which would have been sick to see a long fight scene or whatever. This was a very sudden motion that if he did not deflect this, he is dead. And that's why I'm saying I really think that she is going to be such an integral part of his journey going forward. He's never going to forget this day. And it's only going to make him want to become stronger. And even though, like, he wants to stop this gal, I feel like he's going to take some of the stuff that she said, not like all of it, like, about the bar struggle, all this stuff, but like, like the idea of like, because it was very like mean, the demeaning stuff that she said to him and stuff, I guess. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this day he's going to take as an experience. I feel like it's going to be an integral part of his whole life going forward.
That Jingliu seems pretty dangerous. The Stellaron crisis sure has attracted a lot of strange people to the Loufu.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we hand this over to Qing Yuan as soon as possible?
Woof. Holy freaking hell, man. Holy freaking hell. An like, it was a shorter, like, wait, I don't think we're done yet. Yeah, we're not done. A shorter mission, but like, yeah, we're not done here, but like, that part of the mission, I guess. Oh, we're going right to the general. I hope that Jiang Xing's gonna be okay. Well, again, he got out of there. But that whole moment at the end, like, what are you gonna do when the sword is coming towards you? It's literally like, it's either deflect or death. Jesus Christ, man. There we go. Jingliu Hollow waves, the Jade Tracer emits a beam of light and the illusory figure flickers.
Without a doubt. This Jade Tracer belongs to Yanxing. I can't thank you enough.
Perfect. Thank you. Let me ask this.
You already accessed the recording?
You bet we did.
She accidentally pressed a button.
I'll take the blame.
No harm done. She was my mentor and my superior when I was a member of the Cloud Knights.
What?
However, she left the Xianzhou a long time ago.
Oh my freaking god. She was his mentor, and he's Yanxing's mentor, and he fought with Jingyuan's mentor. Jingyuan is silent for a while.
If you see her, be sure to keep your distance.
Okay, that's terrifying.
And notify me immediately.
That is terrifying. Oh my, is Yanxing safe?
He took on the charge of pursuing a major criminal. It is not my place to impede him for fear of his well-being. That is the nature of the Cloud Knights and their duty. I do have confidence.
I know you do. I know you do. That's idea of the mentorship is so cool. And about Blade.
Forgive me, but I cannot disclose this information. Thank you again for your help, friends from the Express. The situation remains unpredictable, so take care. I hope to be able to drink and talk freely with you once again, when everything is settled.
I genuinely feel like, you know when you like have like a really high anxiety for a bit and then you get a relief and it is like this feeling of like you're still like your heart's still pounding a little bit, you know, you're breathing a little bit heavier, your body's still a bit like tingly or whatever, like you have chills a little bit, but like things are like it's almost like there's something leaving your body almost. It's like such a weird experience. Holy hell. Okay. That was okay, cool. That's very cool. That was absolutely incredible. That was so freaking cool. But I think it's one of the coolest things ever, right? And here's the way my interpretation of like the emotions behind this. Yanxing is a character who a lot of people doubt. He feels like a lot of people doubt him. A lot of people look down on him. He feels like he's not being given enough things to do from the general. When in reality, you can see here the general's like, hey, like, you know, I'm glad he took up this cause. That's amazing, right? So sick. So sick. All the like what leads into this. I'm not saying that part's sick, him feeling down on himself. But then it leads to him wanting to take up the charge and find this to find Blade, which is a dangerous mission no matter what. We know how terrifying Blade can be just from like the way Don Hong reacts to him, right? And then we had this journey where he's going on doing his investigation himself. He, you know, showed off his skills here, and then he met this gal, right, who was praising him a little bit, right? But he made the assumption you are blind. That's what he made the assumption of. And she went along with it. She was like, okay, you know. And she even like went like, oh yeah, I could hear all the stuff you were doing as well, like, you know. Which again, I believe that part was still very true. The idea of like, I think she was talking about like swordsmanship as an artistry, because she still talks about swordsmanship at the end of it as well. Crazy that like Su Shang's not doing an idol animation right now. We then had this reveal, and again, it's not that I didn't see like them being like a bad person at some point, right? It was more just a case of like, I thought that they were like this, maybe like an ethereal being or some person that was there like a long time ago, and clearly they were there a long time ago, but they're not ethereal, who I guess like had journeyed back here just to find someone, right? Like, and like, maybe like we're like, you could suspect a story like that ending with like, you know, a note saying like, thank you, Yangxing, for helping me find what I needed to find. But you don't need to, you know, something like that, you know, it's something like ending like that. But in the end, it was, again, Yangxing being very, very smart here, picking up on some stuff that, like, again, we picked, I feel like it's not that we didn't pick up on it, it's just like, again, well, we didn't pick up on it. I didn't think that we were gonna, that Yangxing was, like, picking up on something, and I personally, I'm not gonna pretend that I was like, oh yeah, like, I knew it from the start, because I definitely did not know it from the start. Obviously, we had suspicions about who she was, but I honestly didn't think that she was going to be, like, quote-unquote bad. But then again, there's so many gray areas in this game, I don't think I can say quote-unquote bad, because even like with Kafka and Blade, right, they're technically helping in a weird way. So there's that too. But she also talked about how, like, you know, that they were destined to meet on that day. Now, that could be a thing where, like, she has, like, interacted with Elio, or it could be a thing where she, like, is a Stellar Hunter, or it could be a thing where she has, you know, she just believes in that idea of destiny, which it could be the case as well. But the way that she was talking to him then afterwards about swordsmanship, she put on that challenge, I really feel like, to send a message. To really send a message to Yangxing of just like, you're trained by my student, right? My student trained you. You should be doing this. You should be able to do this. And it was almost like rubbing not rubbing dirt in a wound, rubbing salt in a wound and adding insult to injury. This thing of like, look how powerful I am. You're going to face people like this going forward. And I almost think you could interpret the almost death scene as two different things. I think her trying to attack Yangxing was literally her being like, hey, you need to know what to do when this comes towards your throat. When a sword comes towards your throat, you need to know what to do. And I think it's one of those situations where it wasn't, like, in a way it was an intentional but unintentional lesson, I feel like, where, yes, it taught Yangxing a little bit more about, like, maybe like the dangers and your levels and how you should get better. Pursuing Blade might not have been the smartest thing in the world, because Blade is pretty powerful, coming from her mouth as well. The idea that she thinks that he's, like, you know, terrifyingly powerful as well, and he's such a good swordsman, a master swordsman, she said as well. And she's friends with she's friends with Blade too. But it is this thing where I think she genuinely would not have minded, like, if he died there and then. I think in my mind, she was like, okay, that's just an outcome of this. She should have been able to deflect this. If he's good enough, he should be able to deflect it. And she even said something there. The only thing that mattered with your moveset was you killing the enemy in the end, the last move. She only cares about the result, and once you take out your sword, you must have merit to it, right? There must be a reason to do it, and in this case, the merit is destroying your enemy. And if you don't destroy your enemy, then there's no reason to take out your sword, is what she's saying. So, like, the last move that we did, which was destroying the Marstruck enemy, to her was, like, the only good move, because it's like, that's the one that defeated the enemy. Everything else was not important. What you did was defeating the enemy was actually the important part. And during that battle, she was talking about the idea of, like, hey, like, what are you going to do if the sword comes towards you? If my blade comes towards you? And that last moment, I genuinely think that if he died then and there, she would have been like, okay, then he's not, you know, capable of this or whatever. She went on with a full force attack. It seemed that he was able to deflect it. And as well here after, like, she took the documents for Blade and she's going on to find Blade. I think what Yangxing, and when I say this is going to be a big part of Yangxing's journey, I don't want anyone demeaning anybody or making anyone feel smaller than they are or less than they are, right? But Yangxing was not only able to find the courage in the face of, like, a real enemy or a real thing that is going to happen a lot when you become, like, you know, a part of, in this whole organization here as well, the Xianzhou. You're going to have to encounter a lot of this stuff all the time, right? And so he came face to face with, probably for the first time, with something that is truly terrifying in that way, right? He has skills. He's very strong. But obviously the general believes he has a long way to go. And in this case as well, Jingliu agreed as well. And I think what he's going to take on that journey with himself going forward is, and I think, more of a desire to even train even harder. I think a desire to get even better. I think a desire to eventually face this person again and be like, I am powerful now. I can do this now. Really incredible way to, like, tell this story, I think, as well. Having, like, the whole journey of, like, Yangxing encountering the general's mentor while he's mentoring Yangqing. And like the general didn't seem like, was like, hey, like he's gonna be, it's not my place to see if he's okay. He chose this thing. He chose to do this. I have faith in him that he'll be okay. And we know that he's like, at the very least, she left him alive as well. And I think probably because he did deflect it, she was like, okay, you're gonna get better probably. I'm gonna let you go. This is such an interesting story to me. She also said that she wears the blindfold to hide, to like, to never look back, which I think is such a beautiful idea as well. The idea of like, I'm not gonna like, and she said it from the Mara struck. So maybe like she said also as well that taking out her sword led her close to the darkness. Is that what she said? So she's saying that the more she fought, maybe the closer to the dark she got. She hasn't taken out her sword in a while, but she's still very good. And she also said that she never wanted to look back on the Mara struck. So I wonder, was she struck by Mara struck, or was it a thing where she was fighting Mara struck for so long? That could be the case too. Regardless, she's looking for Blade. She wants to find Blade. She's now on the Xianzhou and the Loufu. So there is that as well. Like my interpretation from this is like, again, it's a story of Yangqing, people doubting him almost doubting himself, and in that moment gaining the courage to stand up to his mentor's mentor. A huge moment for them. And again, I want to say, like I said, I don't agree with like ever demeaning someone, in the way that she did, but I think that her personality is so aggressive that he probably has never encountered someone in that sense. Because to me, it was like a training session in the weirdest way possible, a deadly training session. Even though she didn't intend it that way, it really felt like it was one of those things where it's like, I don't think he's ever encountered yet someone so dangerous who was just willing in that moment to be like, do you want me to kill you? Because Blade will give you a fate worse than death. I can kill you right now, And she saw his courage there in that moment and his ability to deflect that move as well. I think it's an absolutely incredible story. Absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see more from Yangqing and all these characters. Really, really great cast of characters, honestly. Look at that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting this series as always. We're going to be doing, I think, another companion quest, but I think in the same episode we might be able to do some of the... I don't know. I'm not going to say what we're going to be doing because I don't know. We could be doing like, some of the advancing of the story quests as well, because I think, some of these companion quests can be quite short sometimes. But I'll say thank you so much to Tyvar2, Jamie Bull, Janet Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Yuld, Radish, Adusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Tribute of Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, and my YouTube members of the highest here, Royal Gamer 7 and Blasco. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye. Tomorrow we have the banner video for Genshin, and then we have... I think we're doing the Dane quest. We'll see.